Captain, if you would begin us with a log, please. Don't worry, that was English, everybody.
Captain's log started at 54794.3. The days of endless talking has blurred the star dates for me. I on a diplomatic away mission and on Kawazi E2 for the past few days. He's trying to ingratiate myself and Starfleet in general with the local 5-system alliance. And after 3 to 4 days of effort, we managed to make a arrangement to meet with the local 5-system alliance in its leader, Russell, representative of Suve, a Sakor. The meeting will happen in a forested area on the south bank of Lake Masisu, across from the Hollow Companion, of the few high-tech facilities on Kawazi 3. Hopefully, with this diplomatic endeavor, we can work to start making alliances instead of mysteries in this sector. And log.
It is morning in the forests of Kawazi 3. Captain Tarsh and Commander Beitor have been transported here to the meeting via a hovercraft type vehicle that put them in a clearing and advised them that the representative was waiting for them at the lake about a kilometer and a half north of their position. There's not much city around of any kind. The only bit of artificiality that can be seen or where any sign of anyone who lives here is a massive complex off in the distance in the north.
And we have a 1.5 kilometer hike ahead.
Yep. And it actually looks like that there's a path that cuts through. It's a commonly walked path, so.
Okay, so maybe like a 30-minute walk, if that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe 40 minutes, given the right legs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowed to make that joke. No one else is.
Whatever you say, Shorty. You can't get back at me. I'm the GM.
Yeah, I'm just closer to the truth. That's what it is.
So yeah, it's just the two of you having a nice walk.
Can we spend a crew support to have a security team with us?
Sure, you can have a security team with you. I'll just advance you a little bit, and
just as like the security advantage.
Sure.
The second in security was also supposed to be there. We have to reactivate them again, though, don't we?
Yes. So you could have the team, or you could have the person.
I think the person would be better. Let's have the actual person there.
Was it?
Because he was on planet with you. It was Hayden.
Hayden? Okay. Rory Hayden. Yep. There he is. He has a rank of some kind. Lieutenant junior grade. That is not how you spell junior grade. There you go. There you go.
Do you want me to change his code sheet to match?
Do you have any forests like this? Is where you grew up, Beitor?
No, not really. Kronos doesn't really have any in Capital City. Oh, I did see a few while I was at the academy, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff happened in those forests.
I took a semester or break, make Yellowstone. Granted, the main attraction in of Old Faithful smelled of sulfur all the time, but when she got away from the hot springs, it was actually quite pleasant.
Oh, I had a different experience in forests. Scientists can get quite rowdy. And there's few security officers there too. It was just like being back at home. With less paint sticks.
It's actually a teller, right? Children's tales that would warn us from wandering off into the forest.
That's boring.
A predecessor, an ancestral predilection, and for us not species on the planet.
Still sounds boring. Also, you drink your water wine. Speaking of that, what's this over? You want to have some?
We are on duty.
I said after. As a celebration.
If
If this
we
goes well.
if we manage to do this well.
Yes. I just hope this does go well. I do not trust these people that much.
Agreed.
I feel like a combination of Romulans and Ferengi. Something I never thought I'd have to see. This armor for both of them. But so different I never thought they could coexist.
Although them and being having an eidetic memory, definitely helps clear some things up.
Yes. Still questions how they could be so manipulated by the concern, but the media can be something very strong, I guess.
Into Captain Tarsh.
Tarshare.
Captain, I would advise you return to your runabout and make your way back to the ship. Has my previous message reached you?
Not yet. I've
First words. In Zindi, because you know how you can like block out
yeah.
yeah, that.
Lots
are
of
you in a,
chittering.
yeah, are you in a place you can speak?
You approach a clearing where the lake shore is, and you can see a finely dressed Chigoan, two guardsmen in Alliance colors, and one human in what appears to be someone in loose robes and his head covered in a cloth wrap.
Hanwha Wadama?
Uh,
A human?
I think it might be a Whuhu.
What was that sound you just made, Captain?
Sounds of disbelief. I'm going to duck into like behind a tree and take this call.
Captain, you want me to try and distract them?
Huh? Please.
I'll go over and try and distract them. Talking loudly. They know Klingons, they know they're loud.
Who do you address?
I'll just address everyone.
Give me presence plus command, difficulty of Normally it'd be 3 because you're addressing a large group of people, but this person is especially perceptive, and when they turn to look at you, you can see a human who has bright golden eyes, and he seems to stare through you as
Well,
if he's far more perceptive than his Chigoan friends. And it's hard to if you were ever asked to describe the rest of him, it'd be hard to describe. The eyes just dominate his description entirely beyond his clothes, as if that's what he's trying to get you to focus on.
so difficulty 4.
Yes, because you might distract him anyway just by being loud.
I can't meta. I can't meta. I can't meta. I can't
Should I
meta.
use my should I use a determination visibly? Yes. I don't even know if I'd have one that fit. Or I have a determination that fit, GM. I mean, value. I don't think I do.
I can't even say your third value because what you're doing is terribly honorable. You're being sneaky.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Did the GM just insult your honor?
Come at me, Klingon.
Elvis is very dishonorable what he is doing. And take one fit, I might. Nah, I'm not gonna. 82 ones. Never mind. Don't take any fit. Nope.
Give me fitness plus command opposed as the gold-eyed person stares at you. You can feel you can start feeling a headache coming on.
Take a fit, finish your dice.
Spending it. And you kind of notice that the security guys are kind of alarmed a little bit because you're making big wide gestures, you're talking real loud, and that's drawing attention, but it's drawing negative attention. They're on alert now, like they're worried something bad's happened. Even the finely dressed person's kind of backing off a little bit and looking at the gold-eyed person to see what his reaction is.
That was not good at all.
Excuse me. What are you hiding, Klingon?
I'm not hiding anything.
The captain's behind you in the trees? I understand. We can wait for him if you want.
Oh, yes, please. He's just, you know.
Having a secret conversation that we're not privy to.
No, he's going to the bathroom.
Oh god.
Klingon. You are very close to dying. I advise you to be silent.
Open.
The Klingon means no harm. It is covering for its superior. It isn't an ambush, as far as I can tell. And the other 3 just seem to calm down a little bit. You can see the security guys look like they're ready to draw their rifles off their backs, and then they just they're waiting to see what he was going to say, and then they kind of look at the finely dressed Chigoan who kind of waves one of his hands at them to calm down.
Well?
Come on, Klingon. Let us peer into the water for a while, just to be sure there's no signaling going on between you and your captain.
What does that mean?
Is there any signaling he's trying to give me?
No.
No, but this person doesn't trust Baitor for some reason.
So if I can stand, on the other side of the water than you, that'd be perfectly fine with me.
You can stand over there if you like. And they gesture.
Yes, please.
You start heading over there? Because they start moving
Yeah.
toward the water, too. Okay.
I was not telling you earlier.
So, about this call.
Security people just kind of calm down a bit.
Are you in a place you can speak now, Captain?
I'm relatively out of earshot of these people, correct?
Good enough. I think they already know.
If they can hear you, you're what amounts to long range or so they'd have to strain to hear properly. So if you talk quietly, it's gonna be really hard for them to hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to keep this quiet.
Give me presence security difficulty 2 to create the advantage of being talking loud enough that the comm badge is hearing you, but quietly that unless you're like as close as Hayden is, no one's gonna hear you.
Focus in composure, trying to keep my cool while having a secret conversation.
Sure.
I mean, this is standard in this kind of dealings, though.
What was the difficulty?
2.
Uh, One threat for an extra dice.
Sure. Gain 3
And-
momentum.
That's why I did that.
I said 3. There we go. So you're basically holding the combat. You basically take off your chest and kind of hold it right up to your lips, and you whisper very quietly,
Yep.
but not so
and-
loud. But not so loud that you're blowing out the intercom out on the bridge.
Poor guy at comms with a headset on.
Yeah.
Alright,
Harsh ASMR.
Kren.
Um,
Kren, what's going on?
Captain, the Master Chief has refused to further train the Chigo concerned soldiers. On top of that, she has assaulted them. She knocked them unconscious and put them in closets.
Very well. How much time do we have before we're found out?
I believe they already know she was thinking about leaving based on our previous conversation. I don't know.
Are we talking minutes or are we talking hours?
Maybe minutes, most likely hours. How long has it been since she knocked him unconscious? It's only been minutes, right?
30 minutes at most, maybe an hour.
The incident happened around 30 minutes ago. I give you an hour and a half. I'm going to attempt to depart the station for planetary survey or something.
Stay docked while you're at the station. See if 207 can clean up some of the map records. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Say no more. Sorry.
207 does have a report for you, sir, but that's for your eyes only, I'm told.
Can you forward visual information into a tricorder?
Yes. It'll take a roll, but it's doable.
Okay. Have her forward that information. I tricorder.
I'll motion over to 207, who I'm guessing is still on the bridge.
At present, she is regenerating.
No, she's on the bridge. Like, she won't forward it via the information to the tricorder.
I'll take those
Captain,
her back.
Believe she only wants this in person.
Oh yeah, you're right there on the bridge map. That's right.
Please advise. This is not my specialty.
The bridge seems tense as they look over at the lieutenant commander, waiting to see what's being said. Communications is less alarmed because they've been listening to the whole conversation, so.
Captain, are you there?
I'm here.
Will remain docked at the station if that is your wish. How long before you can return to the ship? And what is your current situation?
I'm about ready to have a short diplomatic meeting with the Five System Alliance.
Very well. I believe if we finesse this properly, we can return the Master Chief to finish up the training, but
No,
I
I think
don't believe that's my.
I am very much unsure we've overstayed our welcome.
Would you like me to undock with the station and head to your location for pickup? Or we're not allowed in orbit, are we? Never mind.
See what you can do.
Yes, sir.
Let's pack up and get out of here.
I'm sure they're gonna have some questions with the Master Chief being on board when we do so.
Figure it out.
Yes, sir.
Improvise if you have to.
Yes, sir.
If push comes to shove, let's have rendezvous coordinates just outside of the system.
I will. I don't know how secure this channel is, but whatever, I'll transmit those rendezvous coordinates.
Basically, to create the advantage that we have preset safe coordinates where we can meet up.
Well, you're not there. You're over here. You would know that you guys can meet somewhere as long as it's on this side of the asteroid field. You're okay. You're just not allowed to bring the Andromeda any further past the asteroid line or field. I should say.
How would we get the shuttle out past the asteroid line?
Carefully. Try not to hit anything.
There's the
Yeah,
access
well-
component to this map.
We
Well,
still have it.
It's not like a wall. It's just that you'd fly through it. It's just that it's not so much the runabout leaving. It's the Andromeda entering and being seen. Like it would be sensed the minute it legally. If it enters further, it's breaching protected space. You're allowed to leave. You don't have to go straight to the station. You can just go out that way.
Okay, so let's just set up a rendezvous point outside of the system, someplace, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so you want to warp out to open space, basically.
Yeah, warp out to open space.
Okay, so that will be a
Just in case, the Andromeda doesn't have time to pick us up, or we don't have time to go to the Andromeda, we can just both book it, and we can rendezvous with the runabout and the Andromeda elsewhere.
presence or control plus con difficulty 2. Either Tarsh or the lieutenant commander can be the main roller, and the other can assist. You're basically coordinating with each other where you want to meet, and you're letting the crew, your individual crews, know, hey, this is where we want you to go. Don't mix this up.
I can take main if you want.
Yeah, I'm rolling. What would you be rolling?
Also a 13, but I believe I have a. No, I don't have a focus in this.
Would a focus is in tactics or troubleshooting, or team dynamics?
Team dynamics I'll take.
Okay, I will lead with the focus, and I'll take a momentum for an extra dice.
Okay. Whoops, that's not how you get rid of a token. There you go. At least one momentum gained. That's it. So between the Andromeda and the runabout crews, as it were, they are now synced to go to the same place.
And would that fall under plan of action since we made a plan to meet up?
Yep. If there's anything to do with flying out there and stuff, it would fall under plan of action
Excellent.
because you created the advantage of having a meetup plan.
Otherwise, we are on our own.
Great.
Kryn,
Yes, sir.
on the way out, break as many windows as you can get your hands on.
Of course, sir. That is my specialty.
Charge out.
I in the comm, and I've got a few plan of actions to work on myself.
So, Tarch, you see Baitor standing by a waterfront with a few Chigoans and the berobed individual waiting near the water.
I step out and, I'll smooth myself over and present myself as I can. Sorry about that. The logistics of running a starship. I always need an opinion.
The golden-eyed human peers at you. They kind of back away a bit. As the finely dressed Chigoan finally steps forward.
What was that back away maneuver? Was that I'm afraid of you, or more I'm just giving you space so you can talk?
Insight plus science or command, difficulty 2. It's hard to say.
I'll use Insight Command, focus in team dynamics, being able to read a person's body language, see if they're a part of the team.
I'll take it in the sense that you're seeing how you're not so much how they're acting, but seeing how everyone else is reacting to them.
Okay.
Like, is that something they were expecting? That sort of thing.
Can I assist on that all?
You'd have to say out loud what your suspicions were, which I
That's
don't know
bad-
if you want to do that.
Bad idea.
All right, and this also would fall under our incisive scrutiny, and 1 threat for bold.
Sure. You have 1 float. This was a I'm trying to describe it without misleading you. It was a gesture giving way of allowing the representative to get closer and letting you get closer to them. The security people don't seem alarmed. That seemed what the golden-eyed person is doing is normal.
Okay. With my incisive scrutiny, can I get a feel of, is the representative in charge, or is this gold-eyed person in charge? Who's really holding the reins in this group?
That's a good question. It's somewhat balanced in a weird way. They're trying to hide that fact that there's a balance between these two. This one seems to have more authority than this person does in this interaction.
But this person will definitely listen to the opinions of this person.
Yeah, they look like they're gonna listen to them more than they would listen to, say, Baitor or one of his guards.
Okay, so an advisory position, possibly.
And you have one float on the table.
Spend to say I have the advantage of knowing the between these two, so that way, if I wanted to, I could play them against each other, or kind of push their buttons and to get an upper hand in debates.
You lack information to do that. You
Ah,
don't know enough about their relationship. It's a good thought, but you lack the ammo. If you're empathic, it'd be different. You might be able to just sense it, but
yeah, I'm not empathic. I'm just insightful. Yeah, It's I don't have anything to do with it. So
Yeah. Do you make any motion to your security to follow you, or just hang back?
follow me. Stay within medium.
Okay, so I'll be about here.
I'll move and stand next to the captain.
I see that you have found me in my little lake. I hope it wasn't too long a walk for you. I know your species is a bit short, so it can be hard to go uphill for any length of time.
Well, my species didn't exactly grow up on the most geologically active of world, but we still had hills on it.
Ah, well, so you wanted to talk to me. You've been asking about me, asking about my people, but pointedly avoiding the concern. You've been dodging them your entire few days here. So, he shrugs. He gestures, rather. Why?
Let's just say we have concern with the concern.
Well,
We have and we've seen some of their activities that makes them seem less than scrupulous in a manner that myself and my government would not want to deal with them up front. So we want to make contact act with the Five System Alliance, regardless of what the Chico concern or wishes.
I see, I see. Well, I have purchased a copy of the info packet for the United Federation of Planets. Rather interesting read. It does seem, it reminds me of the old Republic. It's quaint. It's a nice idea. Nice to see that someone else figured it out, even if it wasn't us first. Well, we did do it first, but
It's been working for us for 300 years.
looks. You see him pull out a pad and starts reading over it.
Wait, did I get my math wrong? Is 300 or 200?
Oh no, you're about right. This person is factually wrong, and they're
Okay.
looking over their data pad and they kind of look up and they frown. Well, they chitter disappointedly at it and kind of put it away. I did not pay for the ancient history pack, apparently. So, are you? From what I've read, you are a representative of your government in some capacity, of its Star Navy.
I am.
And you wish to engage in diplomatic relations with the Alliance.
That is correct. As part of our mission, our entire purpose of being is to seek out new life forms and new civilizations, and make friends with them.
I see.
we find that we find that at meeting new cultures and engaging with them not only he benefits as the culture but also enriches ourselves. Everyone benefits. It's when we share. Even it's just ideas or philosophies or merely the acknowledgement of each other.
But aren't you allied with the concern? He looks out into the water. To unite against our dreaded deceiver of enemies, the Whuhu? The gold light person kind of chuckles a bit, but clears their throat.
I whispered.
Insight?
They're amused.
Whispered Tosh. That I don't remember doing that.
What was that again, Peitor?
That I don't remember doing that.
We are not aligned within in the with the Chico concern or not any military action in order to forth with a war. I would have to wait for a formal declaration from our central government.
But
I can defend my ship. That's all the authority I have on such matters.
the news said that your security forces were training the concerns. There's even camera footage of the brave Master Chief training the officers that will lead the concern to victory. He waves dismissively into the water.
Was done in an effort to trade aid information and grant us access as to the Five System Alliance space.
Oh, you're employed by them.
Or
Yes, Captain. This man has the wrong information.
yes, but even wrong information and can be telling.
Yes, I know. Just... I will explain later.
If the Alliance were to ask for your aid in enforcing peace within the Alliance, he looks back at you. In the hopes of us joining the Federation one day, would you?
It would depend on what specific aid you require, and in what matter you'll be using it.
What do you mean by keeping the peace?
The concern are opportunistic leeches on the Alliance. They approached us in our time of need and decided that they are the masters of the Dragoan people. They will bring us to war and destroy this beautiful garden. They will strip it of everything it has to fund this war. I do not want this. And if your Federation can uphold galactic peace, then we can be friends. If not, I think we're wasting each other's time.
If this is a formal request for aid, I would be able to help you. If this is some sort of underneath the table deal, my hands are tied by the laws.
So if we formally request your help, you will assist us in reclaiming our stars? from these thieves and opportunists.
Who are these thieves and opportunists? We need
The
to know.
concern, obviously. They stole your ship just as well as they've stolen our systems.
Say what?
You're employed by them. They're not letting you go. In fact, if you do anything that endangers the productivity of the concern and the greater alliance, then, well, you're forfeit. Your ship is forfeit. All within it are forfeit to ensure it pays back its great amount of damage, or some such. He waves.
Ah, really need
So-
a law focus.
That's not close to fair, just.
Can I make a check? How close am I to skirting the edge of the Prime Directive?
I think you just jumped over it.
Insight,
Yeah.
con, or command difficulty of 1.
Insight command, focus, and debate or persuasion about debating the finer points of the Prime Directive.
A complication, sure.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's right. 2 float, technically. So the Prime Directive isn't just don't mess with pre-warp. It's don't get involved in civil affairs. There are certain
That's-
exceptions to the rule.
Mhm.
And I'll put it to you this way. Without spending those 2 momentum, I would say that by the numbers, by the book, this is a civil matter. Stay out. This is an internal matter. And there are many admirals back at Earth and on Vulcan and elsewhere in the major worlds that would say, yep, stay out of it. That's the Prime Directive. For 2 momentum, there are precedents where captains have interceded in civil matters, but it's usually to help them enforce their law, or as a like you said, if you did it under the table, you couldn't really move because it's not a legitimate request. But if it's a legitimate request by the
if
lawful
it's-
government, then
if it's a leg-
technically,
If it's a legitimate request by the lawful government, technically I am responding to a call of aid, and it's not getting involved in a civil war. It's helping a fellow government with a internal matter that they've requested help on.
yeah. And it's with that too, you'd be able to have that, and you'd be able to basically with those 2, it would preserve your acting in accordance, but you would still get challenge directive because someone in the Admiralty would go, well, technically. It's like, well, yeah, but technically I'm following the rules, but technically I'm breaking them. So it kind of cuts both ways.
Do
There's
it.
like a court martial, you're thrown out. It's more of a, yeah, I'm gonna have to argue this later if I do step in.
Oh yeah, let's please argue this.
Yes, do this.
I'm built to argue this. But yeah, spend the 2 momentum. And I inform him that if former request as of aid saying that you are the legitimate government and you require assistance in regaining control of your or space under the accords afforded to me by the Federation, and I will be able to offer limited assistance in such matter. Oh, I know.
Yep, just wanted to give you the heads up. Well, I think then, Captain, we will meet again, and we will see about the formalities being seen to. I think you'll find that with your copy of your laws and our superior understanding of ours, we will find a treaty suitable? And he starts walking off.
So, one question.
You're looking at the representative?
Yep.
Okay. He stops when you call out to him.
Real history about the Whuhu. I've heard the propaganda. I would like to hear more, or from the populace.
It is unlawful to spread rumor or disseminate information that has not been verified by the Historical Truth and Accuracy Foundation as set forth and under purview of the concern. I would hate to be a criminal, Captain.
Understandable.
Might I ask a question, Captain?
Yes.
Representative, one more thing before you leave. What is your association with the humanoid infrarags? I wish to know for science.
It's just the six of us here.
6.
He points to his two guards. He points to you three.
Fascinating.
Yes, fascinating. Thank you.
And they walk off in a different path. Now, on a GM level, Tarsh, has your character lied at all during this conversation? I don't think you have, but just checking for a certain NPC who might be doing a check here in a second. If you are lying,
I have not lied. I've been very truthful about my intention on helping people, and with my ability to do so within the accords of the Federation.
and Beator, you haven't since the earlier distraction.
Nope.
The person stares at you. You can feel you're being stared at, and the feeling fades. You can even see Hayden kind of squirm a little bit uncomfortably because he feels like he's being stared at, and then he kind of shakes his head.
I'm gonna stare right back.
Now that they're not in stare mode, as it were, this looks like a human who's been out in the sun a lot. Dark complexion, thick black beard, dark eyes. Like the gold's gone immediately. Like they just look like another human.
Age?
They're dressed up in robes, mostly in gold and bronze colors. Age, I'd say about 40s or so.
Average build, bulky, well-toned, skinny,
Athletic,
athletic.
not like not muscle bound, but just kind of they look very comfortable as they move around. You can actually see now that you're not being stared at that they do have a sidearm of some kind on their hip, some sort of energy weapon, and what looks to be a dagger on the other hip. But the dagger looks decorative, like there's gems and stuff on it.
Okay.
Whereas the pistol looks like it almost blends in with their clothing, like it's meant to be hard to see right away at a distance. You know that it's a pistol shape, so you can make a wild guess that that's some sort of pistol. Either that or it's a weird decoration that happens to look like a pistol.
I'm gonna directly speak to them. So, what is your part in all of this?
I am here to ensure that only truth is spoken here.
You are not Shigoan.
Far from it.
You are a Whuhu. The Whuhu are supposed to be the enemies of the Shigoan. What are you doing here?
We are... We have never been, nor shall we ever be, enemies of the Chigoan people.
You're enemies of the concern, not the people.
We are... doing what we can to protect the Chigoans.
When
Do
you
you
say
have Do you have coordinates and so we can rendezvous with you at, so we can speak more openly?
That is why I've remained. I needed to peer into the ocean within you, and to see if you are turbulent or still. Gulith looks over at Baator and smiles. Although one of you is turbulent, it is a natural turbulence, an eddy that exists and is supposed to exist. You are as still as you are meant to be.
yes, that does make sense.
That individual over there is tense.
It's his job description.
He is a security officer. The guy kind of looks very uncomfortable.
I give Halden just like easy, everything's under control.
Human.
You-
I thought that was just propaganda to make you look like us. Interesting. And you are turbulent, but in a different way. You are not attempting to deceive. You may be deceiving yourself, but that is a fault in all sapient species who have yet to embrace the ocean. I'm sorry if that came as an insult. He motions at you, Baator. But truth to oneself is a thing that most species spend an entire lifetime achieving.
You're beginning to speak like another species I don't like.
and you're also touching on truth that all of us as knows, and why a lot of my crew and myself joined Starfleet, so we can go forth in the stars, see strange new worlds, and discover our more truth about ourselves. The more we know about the universe, the more we learn about ourselves.
That's why you joined? I do it for honor.
Not everyone is quite as starry-eyed as you, Captain. The stars beckon to many for different reasons.
True.
What is an ocean without its rocks and beaches, after all? But if you intend to help the Chigoans, I know where you can meet. And
Open my tricorder and gesture like I'm gonna record this to make sure I get it right so we can meet.
he waves his hand. He reaches up, and when his hand's revealed, you can see that it's covered in what looks to be some sort of. It's covered in a black glove with gold circuitry across the fingers and hand, like all across the hand. Like it's some sort of device. It's not. It doesn't look like a robotic hand. It's look like there's something cybernetic that's pulled over his hand.
Can I make an insight engineering check to see what that does?
Oh god. Inside engineering difficulty 4 to guess what that is.
Can I assist?
Sure.
Focus in and of course my only engineering focus is troubleshooting.
I'd have to say no, because you'd need to grab it and mess with it to see what it does. You'd have to manhandle it.
Nah, not worth it. I will take a of momentum and for an extra die.
Okay.
And this will proc my incisive of scrutiny if I make the roll.
Well, this isn't social. This is just you identifying a piece of tech.
No, it's any roll insight.
Really? Huh. Neat.
When I attempt a task using controller insight, I gain 1 bonus momentum that can be used for or attain information.
Neat.
All right. And I have no idea.
It's too alien. You know too little about it. You haven't seen him. It doesn't seem like that's even its purpose, whatever it is. Your
Yeah, well.
succeeded cost is it doesn't shoot lasers. You figured that much out.
Does not shoot lasers. That is actually helpful.
Is your
And-
hand a pad?
And your tricorder isn't looking like it's being interfered with anything. They just seem to be making a gesture, like they're just
Okay.
gesturing with their hands. But they are making an effort to hide their hands, and that's the one time you've actually seen that person reveal one of their hands.
Interesting. Yeah, I record the coordinates they give.
He doesn't say anything. He the minute you make a gesture toward your tricorder like you're about to record, they wave their hand at you.
Yep, then I think it's telling you not to take it out. I don't
He
think
points
it
at
wants-
Baitor.
Yes.
It
I think
gives
I
a
found
thumbs up gesture.
I put my tricorder away.
I wouldn't advise you collecting evidence on yourself. Collaborating with a scion on a planet that is under the protection of the concern is an illegal act. I am the dreaded species that lies and deceives. I am that which will destroy you. Boo.
Very, very dry wet.
That's what they would have called me a few years back.
Some still do, I imagine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we have to ask Brennan about that.
In the Zekchal system, there is a trade route with a non-alliance species. At that star system, it is a star system that has yet to, well, they're not Chigoan. And for the crime of not being Chigoan, they are not allowed into the alliance. But they are allowed to trade with the concern. But they retain their independence. There, you may seek me out. And I will connect you with the alliance.
Do we get Alliance news here?
I'm assuming this is greater than the 5-system alliance.
What makes you say that?
An alliance involving. I'm assuming.
A linguistic confusion. I refer to the 5-system alliance, although in truth it would be 4, although in greater truth it would be somewhere north of 20. But
What?
the Chigoans' linguistics can be limiting at times. So the alliance is a more accurate word, I find.
Wordplay. Fascinating.
20 System Alliance?
The name of that system again?
If, with your permission, I can impart this information quietly to one of you 3 present. Burn it, that is accurate, into your mind.
I will.
I think that's best. I would suggest I do it.
Too late.
We're known to have stronger minds.
Too late. I'm the captain. I say, like, to mind meld with a weird alien.
Walks up to you. There is nothing but truth, and truth is revealed within. The truth is around us and resides within us. I share this truth with you, so you may carry it with you forever. They shrug their hands, and they shrug their hands out of their clothes, revealing them, and the circuitry seems to glow with a soft light as he reaches out for your head.
All right.
I'll step up next to the captain, just to catch him in case he falls.
Uh-huh.
Security guy kind of stands nearby, just kind of like, I don't know what's going on. This looks bad. I'm gonna get yelled at later.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can't get yelled
confirmed.
at it if I'm going bananas, so there's that.
If anyone's getting yelled at, the captain.
No, he can. No, he can. I confirm.
Oh, there's a threat.
Tarsh, give me fitness plus medicine. Difficulty of, let's call it 3.
Focus and composure.
Sure. As you feel a headache that seems to be exploding from both sides of your head.
Oh, boy.
This technology was not tuned for Tellarites. Go figure.
Fitness medicine. Yeah, that's not my best roll. What was the difficulty? 3?
3, yep.
All right, let's spend 3 momentum so I can get 4 dice.
3 momentum. 1, 2, 3. It's not like the ship's gonna need it in a second when
Nope.
when they're shot at. I mean, what? Oh,
Okay, that hurt.
Nope. This is gonna hurt quite a bit, actually.
Well, looks like I'm catching you.
No, you're not on the ship.
Yeah, I'll be mean to you. I'll re-roll 3 of that. Nope, not enough. That's 4 damage. That hurt. You take 4 stress. As
Oof.
the images, as you have the coordinates burned into you, the look of the sun, every planet within it, the people there, the city. And wow, that hurt. It's like, yeah, and you actually have somewhat of a pulsing migraine, which means any mental tests that you do is at a complication of 1, as you have been psychically strained. I'm going to put that on your sheet, by the way.
Thank you.
You're not injured per se. You're just at a slight disadvantage because you missed the roll. And
Yeah.
Just to add that extra bit of oomph, I'll pay for it extra because why not?
So you have to pay to add an injury if it's...
No, I'll go into it later. There's a reason why I'm doing it this way.
Okay, yeah, I would like to discuss that later.
Yep. Yes, you feel from your perspective, Baitor, Tarsh looks like his head's being electrocuted from the gloves, and he starts yelling in pain because it hurts.
Won't do anything. Not yet.
He releases Tarsh's head. And they step back very quietly and softly.
I've had drinks that were rougher than that.
I still have a bottle wine if you need some.
We'll meet you at these coordinates. How far away are we from that place? More.
Insight con. Difficulty of 2. With a complication plus 1 because you're psychically strained. You're having memories of things that are irrelevant, like a certain comet happens 50 years ago and will probably come back in another 100 years. There's also this one ship that someone saw that looks like this and has a nice paint job. Oh, there's also this nice tree on the third planet that also there's this asteroid, and it's interfering with your ability to concentrate on what you're thinking about.
+1 threat for a third die.
Sure.
And that was without a focus. Nice.
Hacks needs nerf. You make it to gain some momentum, and at what warp factor are you wondering? Like at max at
cruise.
cruising?
Max cruise.
Max cruise. That is about 2 days. At warp 9.
I'll meet you at these coordinates in 3 days.
You will know the place to find me.
How do you plan to get there?
Better you don't know.
And one other question. Does this planet get the Alliance news?
They do.
Oh, there goes hope for an inconspicuous visit.
Alright, look to Baitor. We better get back to the Andromeda. Quickly.
Yes. Well, can you walk? Do you need to be carried?
Please don't carry me.
Go slow us down, but okay, let's go.
I'm gonna get on my comm badge, call ahead to the runabout, let them know to pack up. We're dusting off as soon as we get there.
Captain, should we just beam over the runabout?
You guys know that's illegal.
That is illegal.
Oh,
but
damn.
can I do a present command roll to have the runabout ready to take off as soon as we get there?
Presence command difficulty 2 or 2 momentum to have it just the engine's warmed up. They already have all the clearances.
Is this a mental task?
Yes, because you're not physically doing it.
Can I assist with this?
Sure. Because you can tell that Tarch seems a little distracted. It keeps like every so often they kind of space out and kind of keep talking.
1 threat for both, focus and team dynamics. And let's ride. Rerolling.
One, two, that's 3. 1 float.
I can't think of anything to do.
Can we let one float to get us there a little bit faster?
Not to orbit, to have clearance
Yeah.
ready to get us all the way to Andromeda without incident.
I mean us running there.
Us running there is not the problem. I'm worried about us being in orbit.
I guess. It would hurt for us to get there a little bit faster.
All right. We cut to the ship. New scene. Because now we're actually properly checking in on the ship and what it's doing.
And my stress goes away, but I still have the injury.
The strain, yep.
More stress.
Out
Out of character.
Oops, no. Come back. So when we check in back with the ship, you just got off the phone, as it were, with the captain. Master Chief's there, more or less, I imagine. 207's still there. Ensign Cirque was
Master
sent
Chief.
away for some reason or another. I can't quite recall why.
Master Chief, take your stations. All bridge officers to the bridge. I don't like Cirque, but he's the best we got right now. I'd like to start setting up undocking from the station. Ooh, is that a roll?
Commander
Yes,
Kren,
7?
if we are attempting to leave, that would be in violation of the chief's current arrangement.
Would.
Would that not invoke the wrath of the concern?
It would. Do you have a better idea?
Perhaps
I'm
I
very
can.
open to it.
It would be highly. It may increase our current predicament if it fails, but I could potentially solve the problem without endangering the entire ship.
I'm listening.
Are you sure you wish to know more?
Yes, I would like to know more.
Perhaps this conversation should be in private.
I motion to the ready room.
With the chief, because it does concern her.
Chief. Also, GM, brain thought. Those asteroids surrounding this system, can our tractor beam move them as a, as a last ditch?
I mean, tractor beams can be used to drag massive
Are
objects
they,
or
like,
repulse
too
massive
big?
objects.
Are they too big to use them as the weapon array kind of thing? Kind of copy what they use them as? Just a
Oh dear
question.
God. You could, yes, in theory.
And, okay, in theory. And second question, how much damage would that do to the space station? Because I know planets, I don't know how big they are kind of thing. I know they're huge, but I don't want to destroy it, but I'm imagining that would do quite a lot of damage.
Insight security difficulty 2 for me to answer that.
Starship weapons systems?
I'll take it because you're thinking about how to weaponize the tractor beam system, which is part of the security, the tactical station.
Awesome. I'll give you a threat just in case.
Sure.
Yes, good thing I did that. Reroll that 1. I mean that comp. So 3 success.
Oh, you rerolled that 0. You got a momentum. Sorry, dealing with something at the same time, so I seem a little distracted. That's why. So to answer your question, what would likely happen is that you would throw an asteroid at them with a tractor beam. If you just threw it, they would just turn on their tractor beam and shove it away, or
Do
just
that
hold it in
while
place.
holding us.
Yeah, 'cause they have a pretty good tractor system. In theory, though, because you made the roll, you could try to like grab it and then like ram it into them, like force it to hit them. It would basically be like ramming it with an asteroid, depending on how big an asteroid you grabbed. The asteroid will most likely blow up because it's rock.
Right.
And it might do some damage to the station, but it has resistance. You need something that could its base resistance is like 10 or something.
Yeah.
So if you got an asteroid as big as you are, say, that's your scale plus I think like 2 when you ram something. So you'd be rolling maybe 7 challenge dice. So in theory, you could do damage with an asteroid if you just rammed it into them.
What would happen if the station lost power?
If it lost power, didn't have shields or tractor beams, then Its base resistance would still be a thing because of the armor plating.
Oh, I
but yeah.
mean, it's a bit to hold on to us. Not like what happened if it had no power and an asteroid hit it. What would happen if we turned off the power to the docking clamps and the mooring line and
I think the tractor beam's more the problem.
and the tractor beams, all of the different, all 4 different things holding us on.
Before I answer that question, because that's a new role, effectively, is there any questions you have, Kryn, for the asteroid plan?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So it just depends on the asteroid size, is what I'm kind of saying.
Yeah, bigger the better, and
And
ideally
we
you'd
would
have
still
to
be able to
ram them with
move
it.
something that's the same size as us, right?
Yeah, that's anything larger than you. It's gonna get real hard to do. It's doable, but it's something your size is something you can pull off. You can drag. You can carry your own weight with your tractor beam generally.
Got you. Okay.
To answer your question, Master Chief, as the Lieutenant Commander goes to the ready room, 207's going to go in there and kill him while she still can before you get there. Sorry, not kill him. I'm sorry.
Resistance
Assimilate.
futile.
You're asking that. Give me insight, security, or engineering, difficulty 2, because you've been there before, so I won't increase the diff.
Sorry, say that again.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. I just there. Insight plus security or engineering, difficulty 2.
Take a breath.
Sure. I thought it said Master Chef, and I was very confused for a half second. Don't mind me, everybody.
Hungry much?
A little bit, yeah. Oh no. So your question was, if you cut power, what would happen? And you want to cut, and ideally you'd want to cut power to all the things that might, at the very least, the power to the clamps, the tractor beam, and whatever means, the other means they have to hold you in place. If they lost power, from what you understand of their security, tractor beam straight up just wouldn't work. It needs significant power to work. Did I put an extra cost on that tractor beam? I'm going to double check that, make sure I'm not lying. It's a high power tractor beam, so yeah, it doesn't cost them more power, but it's pretty powerful, so it needs power of some variety to work. The clamps, would actually, I'll put it this way. For 2 momentum, they will have a failsafe that they would let go of ships rather than just hanging on. Because some stations are like one way or the other. Some hang on for your life to make sure no one falls out. Some are like, no, we're letting go.
I'll spin that if also the thing retracts, the whatchamacallit, the bridge, the thing you walk across.
Oh yeah, the airlock
The
link.
gangway thing.
Airlock
Gangway.
and the thing that's hooked us
Umbilicals.
up to the tower. If both of those also dishook, like if everything dishooks, then I'll spend the 2 momentum. Because if they don't, then the plan is kind of
Yeah, for the two, the station will, in general, let go of all its physical parts. You'll still have to shut. I mean, your stuff's usually kind of for safety. Both doors are usually shut just in case something went wrong. So once they let go, it's like, well, don't open the door because that airlock's no longer safe anymore. that airlock is now exposed to space. Don't open that door anymore.
Yeah, then I'll spend that.
Sure. So you remember that they sometimes do one or the other, and stations in general do one or the other. Klingons, for example, or very militaristic species, they might just, if they think you're hostile, they might tell their station to hang on for dear life and go, no, you're not running away. Even if we shut off, you're not getting to run. But you're not considered that quite yet. So the station hasn't done that, and they're commercial focused, not military focused. So they're even with a alien species, their first thought isn't keep everyone in place. Besides, that's
The
what the
first
whole
thought
fleet's
is-
for.
No, that
Do
but the first thought is so that way you don't break like concerned technology.
Do I have any clue as to where the power station is on the station?
It would have to be. You didn't really walk around much. It'd be Insight Engineering difficulty 3 or 2 momentum to just happen to know that.
Is 207 on the bridge?
She went to the ready room.
Can Hart be on the bridge?
Sure. No particular reason she has to stay down there.
Lieutenant Ensign Hart, could you station's power plant?
So activating her to do the role, basically.
Because I only have an engineering of 2, and insight is not my best. So.
And because the other guy didn't roll for anything, I'm not going to count him against your crew support because he didn't roll. So no sense me charging you for it. But Hart's going to cost you 1, so she's active for the whole scene. Session. There we go. There's the word. So yes, if someone wishes to roll for Ensign Hart, Insight plus Engineering, difficulty of 3.
I can do it. Insight Engineering. Focus in troubleshooting or sensor calibration.
I'm gonna have to say no to both.
Does this involve the ship's computers or sensors?
I could see her going computers plus engineering, like looking over what you have already scanned of the station, rather than rescanning them. Because I assume you don't want to scan them and give away that's what you're looking for. Hey, where's your power plant? Why are you scanning there?
Oh,
Curiosity.
Another thing I need to confirm, because there are physical connections between our ship and their ship, that means either they do not have their shields always active or we are inside their shields. Because if not, normally you can't have like physical things that are leaving in the shields permanently.
Yeah, you're mechanically speaking, you're within contact range, and so you're within their sphere, their shield bubble.
That's good. That means we don't have hindrances to transportation.
Oh no.
Generally,
Strike
Oh,
team
no.
time.
Oh no.
Well, you know from security, I can tell you this for free, just because of your trait. You know that the first beam you'd get, after that, the ops guy is on counter-transporter duty. So you'd get 1 beam, and after that, they're going to be actively trying to prevent future ones.
Which for our ship is anywhere between 1 to 12 people, because we have 2 transporter rooms.
Me and the chief are actually on the same line of thought for once.
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, I mean, we are scale 4, so I assume we'd have 2. If we were
Probably
scale
have 2
3,
transporters,
we'd have 5.
possibly with a cargo transporter, because they usually the cargo rooms have their own pad. It's just you don't want to transport people generally, because you can, not very comfortable.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna send people through that. I watched that episode in Enterprise with the transporter dude's son.
No. Nope.
Yeah. So I guess I interrupted heart rolling.
Yes, Hart was attempting a roll. Don't have focus. Hit 3. I'll spend for 2 extra dice. So spend 3 for 2 dice.
3 momentum or a threat? Sorry.
3 momentum.
Oops. Oh no. Okay, I almost deleted a bunch of stuff I shouldn't delete.
I'm assisted by the ship's computers,
Yes.
so I'll reroll one of the zeros. And the ship is assisting with computers NG.
Yes. Oh, hey. Yeah.
Thank you, Andromeda.
Gain 2 momentum. You do have an idea where their main power... I think they only have the one main power plant. The main core. They probably have secondary cores, but not like a full-on, like a talent. They have a secondary core. I'm going to make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, they just have primary... the main core, and then all their power, and then the rest of their power system. But you know where it is, to answer your question. Or Hart does, anyway. Kind of has to look over the files of the old scans and see where that is, and goes, yeah, it should be around here.
I'm gonna forward that information to the Master Chief.
I assumed you were just like standing over my shoulder at my station, because I don't think Hart has the bridge station.
She's
Yeah,
about to have the chair.
there it is. Right there in that sector, or that core.
Whoops, that's not right.
Oh
Either
shit!
that, or several kilotons of uranium.
Let's hope for the former ensign. That's all the help I needed, ma'am.
Okay, let me know if you need anything else.
And then I'm gonna work up a plan to use a strike team. I'll, between 1 and 12 people to disable the station's power and beam back.
Was the Master Chief called into the Red Room, or no?
I said
Yep.
she needed to be present, so.
She was.
You notice that the Master Chief doesn't show up after a few minutes. Like, you both walk in there's a good, 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. That's my bad.
So the communication person kind of goes, Master Chief, the Lieutenant Commander wanted to talk with you at 2-7.
I will hurry across.
Why did you say that earlier? She looked busy.
Can I grab a pad real quick that has the basic information that I've scanned?
Sure.
If not, yeah. Okay.
Pads cost 0. They're
Our bridge crew is so helpful.
that's why Hart's here.
That's the real reason she got
I feel-
activated.
I feel like I called her to the bridge, and then she got stuck as the only person who could take charge of the bridge, so she can't go back.
Yeah, we don't want Sarek in charge.
No, that's standing off.
Yeah,
nope, Har has it.
She looks around the bridge like, oh, I'm about to leave. I should give the bridge over to someone else. And then she sees Sarek, and she's like, oh shit.
God damn it.
You know what? I'll take an extra shift. I could wait a few minutes. I'll wait till the commander gets back.
It's gonna look really good on her record. All this command experience.
Don't worry, Circle will report this.
Oh, Master Chief, I'm glad you can finally join us.
Sorry, sir. I was working on this, and I'll hand him the.
Or read the pad. This is
This is a recipe for gumbo. Sorry, go ahead.
Not. I didn't say she was from Louisiana.
You don't have to be from Louisiana to appreciate a good gumbo. Just saying.
fair. So this is a plan to send over a strike team to disable their power systems?
Well, actually, I didn't get that far. It's only the actual diagrams of the station's power system.
This will be useful in what I hope we can come up a plan.
I'd like to
207. Oh,
take a strike team to take it out.
That may not be necessary, Chief.
look to 207.
I
What
have
do you mean?
complete utter access to the entire station. I have administration controls. In fact, I was suggesting that we could potentially implant a notice that your scheduled work order has been completed early and you are free to resume your duties within Starfleet.
You have admin access to the entire station?
Yes.
I assume this is what you did not want to tell the captain over a subspace channel.
Yes. And in fact, I have other
Smart.
confidential details that I cannot relay currently at this time due to potential listening devices, or well, so I cannot release any information over subspace because they are currently listening to us and monitoring our every movement.
Yes. GM, in our contract, is there any way it's possible that she could finish up early? Like, is this something that makes sense to us, but to them is unheard of?
Well, it was set purposefully at 1 month.
Yeah, and it was a minimum, right?
No,
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
For either 2 momentum or an insight plus con roll, difficulty 2, you can puzzle out what the exception is.
Do the insight con. Interstellar law.
Yeah.
Take a third dice with the momentum.
Okay.
Step back.
Momentum gain. The contract may say for a period of like 1 month, but if the target productivity that was estimated in the original contract has been met, then the time can be abbreviated at the authorization of an executive officer or the signatory.
And she has access. She has the authorization of an executive officer, right? So 207 does?
I
That's
believe
their admin, right?
there was one hire, which that's essentially like the CEO of the company. So
Yeah, that was that guy we met, right?
I don't think so.
There's you spoke with the CEO, but there are multiple executives. Like that's their highest rank of people. And the only person higher than the executives is the chief.
Yeah, and but we have executive access. That's what 207 has, right?
You have a one-off of executive access.
Okay.
Because the minute 207 uses it, if she tries to use it again, they're going to clue in that they're going to be like, "Huh, it's funny that the executive is giving orders, but they're not here."
Yeah, so it is a one-shot deal.
Because there is an admin access. 207 has that once that has the only person who has administrative access is the executive office, and most of those names have biometrics attached to them. 207 happened to find one that wasn't attached to anybody. I was like, "Oh well, I'll just
Got
take
it.
that."
Okay. So that's possible, something we can do. But if it doesn't work, we are stuck without our backup. Our back door.
We could all the taking out of their power plant doesn't depend on whether 207 succeeds or fails, so that's always available as an option.
207,
also-
is it any... Oh, go ahead.
Has a very great side effect.
Being?
If we leave the system as hostiles, there is almost no chance that they're going to go to war with the Whuhu. So, although
Actually,
it might be
That's not entirely correct, Chief. It's more guaranteed that they were probably pushing for a Whuhu based on the evidence that I've collected. There's a high
Well,
probability.
What's this evidence?
They don't want to go to war with the Federation. If they think that we would join the Whuhu, then they wouldn't attack.
They being the Chigo or the Alliance? I'm assuming the Chigo concerned.
Though,
No, Alliance.
however, Chief, if they manage to destroy this vessel and everyone on it, they could frame the Whuhu potentially.
It's very possible. It's definitely something I would not put past the concern. 207, would it be possible to, along with the admin access to let us leave, plant some type of computer virus?
I already
if
have one in
we-
place.
You do?
Yes. It's
Would
just a simple
this-
modification.
If we were to use the admin access to do as you suggested, would that computer virus still be operable, or does it need that admin override?
I could potentially modify the virus to make havoc on their systems briefly while we make our escape. Though I do not believe that would be necessary if we were able to null and void the contract. We should be able to leave freely without any repercussions from the concern.
I agree, but I would like a backup plan if they don't believe our excuse.
I will attempt to modify the virus to emit havoc upon their systems.
Yes, if you can, focus on their power system and their tractor beam. Seems
If
to
the
be our
virus is
two
going to wreak
biggest-
havoc on their system, it will be all systems, including the tractor beams, power systems, communications, weapons, every subsystem, essentially.
Very well.
Um, even life support, unfortunately. It is a worm virus.
With a station of that size, they would have a significant enough time to evacuate.
I believe they would eventually be able to counter the virus, and then they will probably more than likely realize the deception, and that the work order was the amendment to the
But
work
the
order was
virus-
not.
The virus will not be triggered unless the work order does not succeed. Then they
Very well.
found the strange virus in their system a couple months later or so.
The
Look
virus
at
will be known to delete itself without them even knowing.
Excellent. You get on that immediately. Master Chief, prep your away team in case.
Aye, sir.
2 of 7, start with that work order.
Of course.
Just. Ensign Hart, I'm glad you could join us.
Yes, Captain? Or Commander?
I'm glad to see you on the bridge. That's it.
Orders, Commander?
Hold until 2 of 7 is ready with her part of the plan. 'Cause if I'm remembering correctly, she needed to modify the things.
That can be for 207. That can be control science difficulty 2, or I'll take 2 momentum for the modification because you kind of already made it. It's just modifying it to do the thing you want to do. Because you're trying to make it do damage rather than it just kind of being there.
I'll spend the 2 momentum because I'm gonna probably spend my determination on the next roll.
Yeah, it's almost like there's another roll that's probably going to pop up here in a second. And actually, 207, you can actually, after succeeding at that, you can give me a reason plus science difficulty of 2, assisted by ship sensors plus science to notice something in the system. Or we can have Cirque roll it if you want him to do it. Everyone loves Cirque. You just happen to be sitting in a sensor op chair. I'm like, well, you might see this anyway.
He's in secondary. You said difficulty 2?
Yeah.
I
You guys
do
have
not
a...
I don't have a photo.
Does your ship have weird sensor stuff?
I think we have high resolution, right?
You do, yep.
We have the thing that gives an extra question, I think.
Ah.
Improved is the difficulty.
Ah.
I have direct interface, so ship is assisting on this, so I get an extra D20 and a reroll for the ship. I'll roll. That's 4 dice technically. So. Someone wants to get the ship.
I got it.
Well, it's a success. Unless you want to re-roll the ship.
Sure, let's go for a complication.
Momentum fishing always works.
There you go. That looks like one threat to me.
I mean, you mean 1 momentum.
Yeah, I can't think of a good excuse. So yes, 1 momentum gained. You can detect something on sensors.
Detect. Commander, the runabout Shepard is lifting off from Quasi 3 and appears to be warping out of the system.
Warping out of the system. Very
Yes.
well. Are they en route to our rendezvous coordinates?
GM for the high res, I guess. Yes.
Very well. Proceed with the bug and the work order.
Right away. And what do I need to roll for the work order?
Me, $500. No, just in a roll.
I'm broke.
Well, pull yourself by your bootstraps. I don't know.
I mean, there's no jobs. Just say.
That's defeatist attitude. Jeez. No.
There's a pandemic going on.
It's not pandemic, it's 5G E-Town.
Just make jewelry. I don't know.
I am so
Make
glad that everyone
masks.
laughed at that.
No,
Make
I'm just gonna get my
masks.
vengeance on you later. That's all. So you wish to, say again exactly what you're gonna do to make sure I'm not assuming things.
In her clause that she pretendedly performed extraordinary work and was able to complete the desired task ahead of schedule.
Right.
And essentially fulfilling the contract that she signed.
So that can either be a spend of your admin freebie, basically a free success at the roll, or you can roll off and it becomes an opposed test against the station's crew, where you're basically editing things without trying not to use the code if you have to.
What sort of role am I looking at?
You are looking at a control or daring science opposed by their crew, whoever their ops guy is, plus their computer science.
Is the ship assisting with computer science?
Your ship would be, yeah. Now I just imagine someone with a flashlight trying to flash binary at another ship to reprogram it. I'm not using the ship, I'm doing it myself. It's going to take a while.
I'm thinking I'm gonna roll for it.
Uh-oh.
Would computers help in this
Yes.
for the focus?
Yes.
So, direct interface, so that would apply. The ship is assisting with computers. Can I spend my point of determination on the price of self-preservation can be high, because this is not only like, preserving my life, but the chief's life and everyone else on the ship, because if this doesn't succeed, we're all
They're
dead.
they're gonna be very angry with you, to put it mildly. Yeah, I'll take it. Don't worry, if you whiff on this, the Master Chief will go over there and shoot things and be in more danger. She'll probably be fine, but
Just those orange shirts or gold shirts.
That is 6 total.
I'll buy a die. Let's bang. And no. Yes. 3 hits. To your 4. In a moment.
6 total.
6 plus 2 more. Math is hard, all right? Especially in small numbers. They're very hard to handle.
I mean, they just quantum away.
Chief, you should be getting we should be getting contact from the concern about your current contract.
Well, that went well.
Do we get the confirmation that her contract is indeed ended
Oh, we're being hailed.
on screen?
Hello.
Hello.
You are not the captain.
I am not. The captain is on pressing business. I'm Lieutenant Commander Kren.
Is your chief present?
She is.
I would like to speak with her.
Very well. Is this something that needs to be done in private?
I don't mind, but she may wish to take it privately. I'm not sure of your culture's ways.
I'll motion the chief to the view screen.
This is Master Chief. And
Oh, I'm surprised you don't recognize me. I suppose you're not familiar with our species too much. I'm Ari. We signed the contract a few days ago.
I remember.
Well, I wanted to congratulate you on finishing your task with productivity so rapidly. is quite an achievement for someone of your species to be so productive in such a short amount of time.
It's more due to the efficiency of your men than any efficiency on my part.
I would like to personally reward you for your great productivity and at my personal villa. You can choose something from my vault, since I think really our existing arrangement seems not fitting. I think it's more appropriate that I give you something that's a bit more appropriate for someone of your productive ability. Don't worry though, it's not too far away. It's just a quick jaunt over to Cockaflu, and we can arrange for your dinner. We'll even accommodate for your species' tastes.
GM, is this a different planet?
Yeah. It's the planet you guys first encountered. Well, you almost encountered it, and then you got chased off.
I've returned back to the service of Starfleet. I'm afraid there are almost 100 people on this ship who have authority to decide my actions, so it is unlikely that I will be able to make that decision. You would have to offer that proposition to one of them.
I see. Lieutenant Commander, was it?
It is.
Good, good. You're of a sufficient rank to make command decisions, correct?
And
Well, I could see it. I could see about compensating you for transporting my employee of the month for her reward.
Master Chief looks at you like, well, first of all, can I ask you something real quick, GM?
Sure.
What do I think his importance is to getting the war going?
Whew.
Based on what you told me in that hallway.
It would be insight command difficulty, in his case 3, or it would be 2 momentum.
2 momentum.
Sure.
Oh wait.
I'm waiting.
Well, I have a focus and chain of command and a command of 4, but my insight's pretty low, so I'll just spend the 2 momentum. I'd probably spend it buying dice anyway.
We would call him a chief executive officer, but they call him oligarch of the concern. He is the executive. He is the executive of the entire concern. If he says the concern does something, it does it.
oh, this is the CEO.
Yeah, they just don't
Oh,
call
I
him that.
did
They have a
not
different
realize
title
that.
for that.
Um,
You guys met this guy in the first time you got here.
Yeah, I
So-
thought this was somebody she met on the station. I was confused. My bad.
Hey, not to be rude, but you're not used to the species yet. It's kind of hard to tell them
Yeah,
apart.
they all have the
Some
same
look-
portrait. It's weird.
Some of them have nicer clothes than the other ones. That could mean anything.
Some of them have top hats, though. This is a cool one.
so, like, less like a robust, system of government where there's rules in place, where if the leader was suddenly eliminated, there'd be a second commander who's right there and they'd move ahead. This is more of like almost like a king, where if he dies there's a power vacuum and that's going to distract people for a while.
To answer your question, folks, I know what you're getting at. There would probably be it wouldn't be a succession war, but there'd probably be a few days where they'd have a vote on who the new oligarch is among the executives. Like there'd be a pause where they have to figure out who the next person should be running things is.
Bidding war.
Well, not even a war; it'd just be a vote. They would just call it. But it takes time because you'd have to call the executives to the meeting to talk about it. And that has to be at a secure location, so none of them get assassinated. Then they have to check on each other's security, make sure they're not trying to assassinate each other, because one of them died. So they're gonna be like, maybe one of you did it.
Yeah.
That's not that weird. So
So the likelihood of his unfortunate demise preventing the war for any length of time is negligible.
it's a dice roll to put it in a weird way. It depends on
Because
it depends which executive is on. Some executives are hawks, some of them are doves. It depends who gets it, and that's hard to know because you don't know most people in even the concern don't know what the executives do day to day.
Is he a hawk or is he in between?
He is hawkish. He's
So
willing
it
to be
could,
dovish. He's willing to be dovish if it means he'll make money, but there are some people who are like, no, peace is the best way to make money. This guy
It's-
is war is easier, so I like doing it. But if peace is the only other option, I'll go with that. He's kind of
So
a weird balancing act, but he is hawkish. He's probably part of the reason why they're pushing for war. But that said, he didn't attack you guys the minute he saw you, so that's why I'm saying he's hawkish.
yeah, I'm gonna go with one of my values, and I'm gonna look over at the lieutenant commander with a wink, like it's I'll give the facial expression that is most likely to convey that this is a good idea to go to his planet.
Please hold.
Of course.
Mute. Turn on my chair so he can't read my lips, Chief.
I can
Oh.
just mute the screen, the visual, and just put a hold message up.
Do that.
Communications, tap some buttons, and the screen goes boop.
Chief, what are you planning?
I think from what I've found out, he's pretty warlike.
Mm-hmm.
It is unlikely that if someone were to replace him, that they would be less warlike.
Mm-hmm.
But there is an option that someone who is less warlike could replace him, and he's about to start a war, or his faction is about to start a war between two interplanetary governments that govern, well, quadrillions of lives.
Are you?
I think removing him from the picture would help. It would give us a roll of the dice on preventing that war, but it's not going to make the war worse.
Are you suggesting we follow him to his vault and take him out of the picture?
A lot of the bridge looks at you when you say that.
No, sir. I'm thinking more we take him back to a outpost of ours or another city somewhere. Eventually he'll make it back, but we'll have prevented a war. And if we find the right place to put him out, it won't cost us anything but time. Although,
I'm gonna say no.
if things go weary, I couldn't rule out it turning out the way you initially thought, but that we would try to prevent that.
You know, Chief, I'm glad you have ideas, but I'm gonna say no. If he goes missing and we were the last ones to have seen him, they are already xenophobic enough.
I mean, the worst thing it could do is start a war. They're already planning on doing that.
But not with us. With us.
I don't think they're likely to join a war if they think they're going to be at war with us.
Well, Chief, your opinion is duly noted. Thank you. A motion for communications to put them back on screen.
On screen.
Thank you very much for your offer, Oligarch. However, we have pressing matters to take care of now that the Chief has been returned to our service. I believe we will be departing very soon. We do not have time for your gracious hospitality. I'm very sorry.
Oh. Well, I have to send her appropriate payment. This is very, well, inappropriate. Where is it you're headed? I might be able to meet up with your ship. We can do it that way, I suppose.
What's the system, like, which way is our rendezvous course? Is it, like, towards one of their systems?
It's within their space, yeah. Because you're just going you're just going into open space within their space.
Let me pull up there.
Because to give you an idea, whoop,
Yeah, I was pulling it up on my version, but okay.
like instead of being at the black dot, you're just out here.
Okay.
Like you're still, because that's a full, like, there's like empty space in the area, or maybe not necessarily that close, maybe even as far as like the edges.
Oligarch, I believe we'll be going through the Zichi system very soon. If you would require, you can meet us there. I cannot give you a certain timeline, but I'm sure we can stay in contact over subspace and get that settled out.
All right, send me your flight plan, and I'll just fly over. I'll meet you there.
Of course. Thank you very much for your communication.
Quick question, Are you actually sending a flight plan, or are you deceiving him?
Both? You know, it'll be a flight plan, but it'll have us doing scientific surveys all along the way. One of those places is where our rendezvous course is, you know. That's what we do. We're science
Yeah, it's going to
people.
be
We
an
stop
opposed
and
roll.
scan things. Okay.
100% an opposed roll.
Okay, what am I opposing him with? Please say security.
I want to say
Con, 'cause
security.
it's a-
I want to say security, but it'd be
What about
like
con?
it'd be like,
Because it's a flight path. A fight.
yeah, I'm thinking presence
plan.
con or presence command.
I could do con. Composure because I'm
Yeah.
composed.
Like, no, this isn't. I was intending to tell you this whole time. In no way am I freaked out by this question. No, it's cool. It's fine. I like that you're paying so close attention to what we're doing.
I'm glad you keep track of all the ships in your space. It's very
Comforting.
yes. Good job. High five. Oh, we're on view screen. Yes.
Hi, view screen.
Just beams into your bridge. High five. 2 beams back.
He beams down. The Master Chief shoots him. We all get killed.
Just shoot for area.
Um,
Take you both out. This is for Earth, Corinne. Like, that's an old grudge.
Wow. You didn't shoot Baitor. What the heck? Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my determination for this.
Okay.
A failure to act can be as dangerous as acting rashly, because if I don't send him a flight plan, it'll be even worse. Or
Sure.
don't judge someone by their appearance, because I'm totally not lying to you. And then I'll take a momentum. Or it's 2 momentum, right? Because I spent determination.
Right.
Yes, for the 3rd dice. And it's opposed. Is he also rolling con? Or can I know that?
He's probably rolling insight plus something. Most likely con. He's probably opposing with either command or con. Whatever's better for him.
Probably good at command. Okay. What else? I'll spend the rest to get a 4th dice, just in case. I'll probably have to give you a threat for that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Whoops, you're giving me a threat, not taking one. That's not how that works.
It's presence, right?
I'll spend that 1 threat. I'll buy a die at least.
And it's presence con, right?
Yep. He's seeing if someone's lying to him. He gets to re-roll. That didn't help you.
So I got 7 hits.
He got 1. So have all the momentum back.
Yay. I am very trustworthy. I
All
smile.
right.
And his.
It might be easier for me to meet you in the Zectile system. I do have some business to attend to along the way. If that's all right with you. I'll even give you the tour. You know what? Since you've been so helpful with me rewarding one of my employees, I'll give you the tour of the planet while I'm at it. Give you the VIP treatment. Well, you can come along with her VIP treatment because she's the one that earned it. No offense.
That's the Zekchi system, the one under us.
Yes, the Zectile system.
Okay. That is Zekchi. Okay, I see. Very well, Oligarch. Thank you very much for your understanding and patience with us.
Oh, of course. I know that you aliens can't help but be ingracious. I try not to hold it against you, since your Master Chief did do so much good work for me.
I smile, but I'm really just, the fangs, that's it.
Has anyone ever told you your teeth would look great on a necklace? I mean,
Yeah.
gem encrusted, but...
I have not. But I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. I'm afraid we do have to depart now.
Of course. Well, I'll see you soon.
Cannot wait to meet you later.
But of course. And communication ends as the screen goes blank.
Communications comms. Request undocking. Just get us out of here. Hart, can you fix the captain's armchair again?
Yes, Commander.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna like put my hand up. It's gonna be broken. I was
your hand's
holding
broken,
it on.
like, oh god.
No, his armrest. I broke his arm thingy again. That was Baitor last time, so it's not my fault. Or was it the captain? I don't know.
No, that was him. I broke my console.
No, I haven't broke my. I don't break my stuff. I break other people's things.
Sure, the command console is now damaged.
We need the stress tribbles.
Okay.
I believe that if Lieutenant Commander, if you sold some of your teeth, they might ingratiate us to the concern. You don't need the 2 front ones, do you? Perhaps the back ones would be better.
Sirik, one could say the same about their pointy ears.
But they did not mention my ears.
So, helpfully stuck off screen.
Yes, that is how view screens work, Commander. They're focused on the person speaking.
So do we have permission to disembark?
It would seem so.
Helm, take us out. Take us to the rendezvous course coordinates.
Pulling away. Setting course. Stand by. Bit of traffic out there, so I was just moving away from them a bit. Don't want to run it into anybody. There we go.
No, we would not want to get into a fender bender.
Warp speed fender bender is not a court-martialable offense, Lieutenant Commander. Usually that takes off a good chunk of the first few decks.
I am not doing flying.
At least wouldn't be done.
Didn't Admiral Haldo do that one time?
Stop.
Ready to go on your mark, sir.
Hit it. That went good. That went very good. Yes.
Captain Tarsh and Commander Bator.
Yes.
Someone give me insight plus science, difficulty of 2.
Focus and sensor operations.
Sure.
Can I assist with command?
Sure.
Take a momentum.
Sure.
And you get a reroll. No, for me.
Oh, sweet, you have advisor.
Yep.
I don't know. I've only rolled. That should be 3 days. Don't know. I rolled 2. So. Are we rolling 2? Because I'm re-rolling that.
Focus.
There we go.
Focus on team dynamics.
I'll say yes. Whoops, that's not right. That's not right. There we go. Various ships seems to be in the area seem to be making movements that are breaking from the normal flight plans.
Are they following us?
At least one seems to be following after you.
What are the other ones doing? I'll spend that 1 float. That I have to.
You for one, you can ask about which ship is doing what.
Oh.
You
Of
just
a
need to
big-
ping which one you
yeah.
want to know more about.
Are the big ships doing stuff? Or.
Everybody's moving.
Oh.
Like you guys started, like when you guys started leaving Quasi 3 and
Chico.
started approaching the field, everyone started moving.
Chico
Trade.
concerned main ship.
Yeah, I was thinking that one too.
This one.
Yes.
8 is headed toward a Quasi 3.
Captain, all the ships are moving. We're being followed. And that big scary Chico concern ship is heading towards the planet.
I won't tell Kryn you said it was scary.
I thought it would make the situation more intense if I said that. Because I think just saying the big ship doesn't concern the agency.
I wouldn't say that anymore.
Are they on a direct intercept course? Or are they just trailing?
For a momentum, I'll answer that.
Yep, do it.
Don't tell me what to do. No. They are on a intercept course.
Yep, seems like it's intercept course.
If they want to talk with us, they can talk to us.
If they wanted to talk to us, they would have calmed us by now.
Exactly, which means they don't want to talk. So, we'll accept them.
I however much it might be a great deal to die in this runabout, it's probably best we contact the ship to pick us up. I don't think we can take. It would be an honorable fight for us to die in this thing.
Very well, let's call ahead.
Yep, the comm ship.
Runabout Shepard to Andromeda.
Hold on.
I could do that.
Could I assist?
Sure. Benefit of runabouts, there's 2 consoles.
I'll take 1 momentum for an extra dice.
Sure.
And I don't have any. I don't think I have any focuses. Unless I can debate the console into connecting.
The AI is not quite that advanced where debate would actually speed it up in any way. If anything, it would slow it down.
Troubleshooting, trying to beat this thing into submission.
This is a rare time where it's at complication because that's what troubleshooting is.
No,
Just keep trying until it works. Eventually, something will work.
I'll just roll it flat. One more. Yeah. So I'm rolling 3 dice, and still complication 1 because of psychically strained.
It would be, and actually, I'm going to waive the complication on troubleshooting because that's the correct focus. That's literally the thing you would do if you were having a problem with something.
Okay, so I can use the focus.
Yeah, you can use it, but you have a complication from your psychic thing rather.
Okay.
So. Your power goes down to 6. 3 momentum gained. 4 momentum gained. You have 1 float.
Spend 2 for secure our comm with the Andromeda. Hopefully, no one listening in.
Sure. You put it over a secure channel to the Andromeda.
Yeah, without the actual encryption mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Runabout Shepherd to the Andromeda.
Control engineering difficulty 2 for the Andromeda because you guys are actually out of the system. You're a significant distance away. So. Ship helps, of course, with communications plus engineering.
Does anybody want to roll for heart?
I do. She's going to give me like 6 threat.
I'll do it if nobody else does. But we should give her a freaking focus and communications by now. I'm gonna note that down.
Are we like intending to promote her to chief engineer, or?
I don't know. Is the other girl? I forgot her name. The one.
Wallace.
Yes.
Lieutenant Wallace?
Yeah. How? What? That's fine. It's not important.
We'll deal with that later.
Yes. You already forgot about Wallace. So heartless.
She's still in recovery. That's why.
Is she? No one's checking on her.
She's partially bored at this point.
It's been like 4 days.
She is bored.
Yeah, she also nearly died. She's.
No flowers, no gifts, nothing. Just
gonna take momentum for a 3rd dice.
sure.
I'll write poetry. There we go.
Gained at least 1. Oops.
And then
Plus the
the
ship.
is assisting with what?
Comms engineering. Communication. With a side of beef. That's 2 momentum. Boop. Yep. You have communication over a secure channel with the runabout shepherd.
Andromeda here.
We require
Yeah.
pickup.
Yeah, we picked up a friend, Chico Concern ship, closing in on us. And they haven't opened communications, which means they're getting in range with us.
Helm intercept course for the runabout. Runabout. What is their? Oh, go ahead.
Do you wish us to warp back to the star system, sir?
Yes. Is the runabout at warp yet?
Nope. It just crossed through the asteroid field. It was about to jump into warp, and then they called you.
We should meet them right outside the system. They might take the ship, the Andromeda, warping in as a active threat.
Okay, so we'll continue, and we'll just jump from here and warp to the absolute nearest intercept, and of course with the Andromeda.
Shepard, we will slow our speed for an intercept. If you can't jump to warp, we'll come to you. Is there any
Actually-
provocation happening in the system? What's going on?
Actually, if you can an impulse over to here, that would help.
To where?
Impulse Andromeda to this hex. Then we can just dump all of our power into warp and
Jump
intercept.
back into. Yeah, let's do that then.
So you'd essentially impulse over to where this is. And you're going to warp over there?
Yeah, that should be within 5 hexes, right?
Yep.
All right, we'll dump 5 power and warp.
1, 2. It's only 3, actually.
Only 3?
Because it's every range band that you're spending for.
Oh,
Yeah, you can easily warp there where with 3 power.
Okay, 3 power and we'll warp there.
So the Andromeda basically comes about. The security cruiser kind of moves an impulse to your last location.
Shuttle bay, clear the Shepherd for docking. Sirik, scan the system. I want to know what's going on.
do we still have an open comm line?
You could, yeah.
I'll
Okay,
tell
Dora,
them-
you can scan the system if you like.
Well, I'd already scanned it. It seems that there's a lot of movement with the ships. They all seem to be breaking formation. The large concerned ship is heading for the planet.
We've
about
kicked
the-
the hornet's nest.
What about the Alliance ships? What are they doing?
Too much stuff going on to tell. At least when I did my initial scan.
I'd like to know if they're opening hostilities with each other, or if they are all warping out of the system. Is there any way you can tell me?
Could I look over the sensor information, make a tactical analysis?
Yeah, you can spend momentum. Or you can re-roll the sensor roll. Or basically you can re-roll a tactical roll if you wanted. So it'd be like insight, command difficulty of 3, because you're looking at an old thing. But the shuttle would help you with computer's command.
Okay, I can do that. 1/3
I-
for bold.
Good.
Focus
Sure.
on tactics.
Sure. For momentum generated, that's 4 float.
Oh my goodness.
That's 2 ones.
I can tell you tactically, doesn't look like anyone's fighting anyone else. No one's really powering up weapons or shields. Just people are changing their current flight plans. The most aggressive of anybody is this ship here, which looks like a security cruiser that's following after you. But they're not like warping right on top of you. They just seem to be following your warp trail.
All right, for my scrutiny question, can I tell if the Alliance fleet and the are in direct communication with each other, or do they seem to be operating under or different authorities?
I could say different authorities.
Okay.
4 questions or 2 advantages.
Can we keep sensor contact with the Alliance ship with those 2 advantages to see where it's going?
There are 6 Alliance ships in the area.
One of them was moving off, right? The big one was leaving.
That's a concerned ship. It's heading for Kusei. 3.
Isn't this Alliance, the blue one?
Blue is Alliance and its
It
orange is
was
concerned.
here, so it's
If it
going
was
that way?
leaving, it'd be heading this way.
Oh.
Because the sun's that way. It's basically flying along the orbital path of Kwase 3.
Going to
Well,
like one
that's
of the ground points.
Well, that's not a good sign.
No, not at all.
Let's get out of here. No, you still have the
One
four
of
momentum to
one
spend.
momentum are. Does it look like the Shigo concern is making a move on Quasi 3? Are they like moving pieces in position to front an assault there? Especially with this big ship moving towards it.
They are moving into orbit. Weapons aren't powered. Shields aren't powered.
Does this look like what happened in the Fakali system before we blew it up?
Not even close.
Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Is that a momentum question I'm being asked?
How do you choose?
Yeah, just to confirm it.
It is not.
Well, do we have an advantage
Tactical
in mind?
analysis between the Andromeda and the ship.
That is a security cruiser. Concerned trade security cruisers. Scale 4 craft. Phased Polaron cannon batteries. Phased
Okay.
Polaron keel lance cannon. So it's a phase. It can fire at that. It can shoot at long range, and it draws 2 power with each shot. Quantum torpedoes. It has improved hull integrity because their hulls are better than yours, basically.
What's the
and
security that ship?
3.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we want to tangle with that. We could, but I would prefer not to.
One more question, maybe. Is there any reaction on for the station? Is the station reacting in any way to the movements?
That a question?
That's a
Just
question.
thrown out there.
Okay.
Yep.
It is communicating with the various concerned ships and with the alliance ships.
So it's directing.
It's communicating. That's the most I can say. Because you can
I'm
see
not quite
subspace exchanges happening.
Right.
All right, let's stock up. Betor and I will head directly to the bridge, and we'll get out of here.
Yes.
Question, but I don't know if it's a momentum thing. That guy, the CEO, was he on the station or was he calling us from somewhere else?
That is unknown at this time.
Okay. Cool.
Actually, but for momentum, you could know where he's calling from.
Yeah, nah.
Go back to this graphic. Whoop. This is now docked.
Let the captain take the chair. Go back at tactical, and I'm very happy.
I'll just put them out there for now.
Captain, it's nice to have you back on board.
How many windows did you break on the way out?
We decided not to break any windows, Captain.
However, your chair is broken, sir.
I did break that window. We can break their windows if you would like. 207 can activate the program. However, we were able to finagle our way out.
Define finagle.
Well, 207, being an admin of their great and glorious Shigo concern, was able to fulfill the chief's contract remotely. And place a virus in their systems which can disable them if we like.
Let's keep a finger on that button, but let's not push it.
My thoughts exactly. Should we be concerned about this ship coming up?
I'm not entirely sure, but let's continue on our course. What was our previous heading?
Our rendezvous point, sir. One of the stops along our very intricate, complicated, and completely false flight plan.
Instead, let's make our rendezvous with the with our Whuhu contact.
I'm not going to question that.
I have
would be
coordinates
glad
in
to get out of
here.
here.
I have coordinates of a possible ally, and a formal request of aid.
From the Whuhu?
From the Whuhu Alliance, and we'll have a full debrief here in 15 minutes.
It was a odd interaction.
Captain, I have information on what you asked me to gather.
Very well. Helm, here's the coordinates and its best possible speed.
Are we not supposed to rendezvous with the Altark? I believe the chief here was getting a reward.
What did you agree to?
Yes, 2 of 7, we are supposed to rendezvous with him. However, according to our flight plan, we have 18 stops before we go there. That should take us about, I don't know, 8 hours.
Ah,
And
I see.
those 18 stops are kind of everywhere.
I smirk at Crane. Very well. One of our first stops, actually, one of our 5th stops would be these coordinates, and like I'm trying to hand the coordinates to the navigator. You have this information. Do smart things with it.
Tarsh recites off exact coordinates, like right down galactic coordinates.
Right down to the cubic meter.
Very impressive.
Fascinating.
Captain, maybe you should see Med Bay and see what we did to you. Just
What
make sure
they
there's no
did to
lasting
you?
effect.
Let's get underway first.
Okay.
Captain, I can take that course, but that does deviate from the flight plan we submitted to the oligarch.
How much does it deviate?
We're basically leaving the 5-system alliance space, and we're going basically 2-star systems away. Effectively.
We never told them where we would go after we did those. Oh yeah, we did. We were supposed to talk to him.
Yeah. That's why I bring it up, sir. I mean, I
Either
drew
way.
I kind of had to draw that plan on the fly when you were talking, but
Yeah,
kind of making us look
good.
like to buy us time, but yeah.
Captain, we could always go get the Master Chief's Employee of the Month reward. However, it's
I
completely
would
built
be-
on false assumptions. So
And I would be much more concerned about meeting this potential alliance and getting an Employee of the Month award. No
we
offense,
can give
Chief.
him our PO box, and he can mail it to us if he really wants to.
There are
Box?
It's an Earth thing, I think.
Oh.
You were saying, Chief?
there's a lot of other opportunities if we get the Employee of the Month award, including
I facepalm.
All right. What's the timetable to meet up with the oligarch? Did you actually set up a timetable?
Did we?
The GM's gonna do some back of the hand calculations.
Yeah.
Because assuming you're completely BSing him and you're just darting around for no reason, not
Yeah,
on no
it was
reason.
like just random places. Oh, that's a nebula we can scan. Oh, that's just a comet.
Oh, we're gonna spend 3 days at this hunk of rock.
Exactly. It's very pretty. Our Xeno eyes are strange.
That system's name is. That's why I have. I'm so glad I bothered taking notes. This is saving me so much.
Captain, if you like, I'm sure we can update our course to take us to this rendezvous and scan something.
We have no
'Cause
money. We have
I
no
don't
idea.
think they would. I
Let's
don't think they would be
let's just lay.
opposed to it
Okay.
as long as we make the meeting.
But
I don't
how
think we'll
long
care.
would we have to stay on for plan?
Yeah. Let's put a map out and
Yeah, but if we're out of their
And time.
systems, it's fine. if we're out of their space, we're not in as much problems. As
Their
we seem
sensor
to.
array can detect anything in their systems. How far
Yeah,
do
but
you
we
think
won't
that
be in their
extends out?
systems anymore.
How far do you think that extends out their
Yeah,
system?
but at that point, is it worth them sending, fleets after us?
I would think
let's
so. It would
let's
not.
let's
get
just
her
put
on.
everything on the table. Oh, timetable and destinations, and we'll work from there.
So we will be having this discussion in front of the crew.
Yes.
A lot of the crew just kind of looks around. They look over like, are we not supposed to be listening? Or
This is a bridge meeting. No senior, not senior staff. This is the bridge.
your current position is here in the quasi system.
Correct.
He wants to meet you here in the sectile system.
Uh-huh.
Your meeting is at this system designated Peso. It's actually it was a star system you were intending to search anyway. And it does appear that from the sectile system, there is according to their maps, there's a trade route that leads from here to here.
What's the what's the time to travel from where we are to Pezos? Can it be done within that our time to meet him?
Well, you basically had a course that was like do 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 do. Oops, forgot something. Do do do.
Let's
do.
go scan this new black hole thing that they
Yeah.
made. I mean,
Yeah.
it happened.
Because the con guy's like, I don't know, I'll just do this. There.
He just pressed his hand on the screen and wiggled it.
Like there, that should kill 11. That should kill like 11 days.
So we have plenty of time to go there and then come back for the meeting if we want
Well,
to, or we can just leave.
Except for the fact that we wouldn't actually be making that course.
Yeah, but we can just change it.
Maybe we should
I
just.
don't think he cares about the course. I think he cares about if we meet him, but he could care about the course, and I could be wrong.
Maybe we should get this ceremony out of the way and
We're-
go our separate
We
paths.
are over or thinking a set course for the rendezvous with the oligarch. Take your time.
So
Don't
maintain
do the
current.
flight path?
Maintain current.
Should we not do our flight path that we said we would be doing?
Maintain current course.
Tarsh, give me Insight Command difficulty 2. To realize something.
1 threat for bold.
Sure.
Team dynamics, tactics, composure, linguistics.
Linguistics, actually.
I threw that out as a joke, but okay.
Man.
I'm scared that I'm rolling so well because that means it's gonna bite me in the butt later.
What I love is all this threat for these. Why aren't you guys rolling like last time where you basically were giving me like threat for like minuscule rules?
Should we calm the captain? Yeah, let's do it. Oh no.
So 3 float basically. You never set a precise meeting time for the meeting with the Alliance people, but you do know, based on your travels on the planet, that there is currently talks about whether or not they're going to war with the Whuhu. Now, what exact timetable that is unclear, but it is possible that if you take too long to meet with them, the meeting will become moot because they'll be at war with the Whuhu anyway.
That's the more pressing concern.
That
Captain,
said, I'll also say that it is possible that the oligarch will take you not meeting them, if you don't tell them anyway, as an affront, as an insult.
Yeah, do I really care about their feelings?
I'm just bringing that up just so you knew.
All right.
Captain, my recommendation is to proceed to your rendezvous coordinates, and if we still want to meet the oligarch after that, we can.
Betor,
Simply
opinions?
update our flight plan.
Betor,
Yeah.
opinions?
I say that we meet with our Whuhu friends after it. We do not know how long that they may want us to stay on the planet. I do not want to anger the concern any more than they already are. Although, off current flight plan, I leave that up to you. I don't see anything bad about it.
Chief, your opinions? It is your award, after all.
I think we should go. I think there will be many opportunities
Face palm again.
to ensure peace.
If we go to the oligarch.
Yeah, we might be able to impress upon him Starfleet's values.
Phaser point.
227, you seem to have an inquisitive view there. What's your opinion on this?
My opinion is irrelevant.
I'm asking it, so it is relevant.
Oh, Nate, just say it whatever it is. That's what I do.
I think I should be the sensor operator and not the commander. The commander is already the executive officer.
Shut up, Sirik.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's bold. We got to give him
He
that.
is bold.
give him that.
I respect his gusto.
You said to spit it out, though. Ah, never mind. Tends to their sensors.
I'm starting to like him more than I did before.
Very well. Let's adjust our course and make our rendezvous. Make our rendezvous with the Whuhu and the Alliance in the. Yeah, in the other system.
I would agree with your sentiment to meet with the Woohoo first. The information that I have gathered would suggest that might be the correct course of action.
Set course to rendezvous with the at the coordinates provided.
What speed, Captain? Says the navigator.
Warp 9.
Warp 9, aye, sir. Estimated time, 2 days. Coordinates set. Stand by. Checking traffic. Sir, that ship's still following after this, but they're not. They're going to see where we're going, if that matters. But I don't think they can chase us if I go a little bit past our normal cruising. Or do you care that they follow us, sir? I gathered that maybe you didn't want them to follow us.
Try to lose them.
Aye, sir. Power set. On your mark, sir.
Engage.
We're away. Warp 9.2 for a little bit. That should keep them off us for a while.
And with engineering, make sure or that she holds 9.2 as long as she can.
Sorry about the chair, Captain.
Oh, yeah, there's one other thing I'd like to say about this meeting. I would suggest we proceed with caution about it. Perhaps a subdomal tracker and the chief would be best. I still don't trust, but concern.
We're going to Whuhu first, right?
We're going to Whuhu first.
Oh.
Well, not
Sorry.
Whuhu. The
My misunderstanding.
I'm gonna need the names of the planets written down, but we'll get there later.
I can tell you this one because your character knows it. They know it instinctively. They know everything about that system if they really thought about it. Actually, they think about every part of that system, whether they want to or not. So,
Paizo. Okay, so we're en route to the Paizo system. Beator, you have the make sure or that they're not following us. I'm gonna head down to medical. I have a headache.
Yes, that would be best for you, Captain.
When would you like me to give you the appropriate data, Captain?
Come with me. We'll talk in the turbo lift.
Very well.
Commander,
Yes?
Have you considered possibly letting 2 of 7 do the sensor operations job?
Ah, yes, you can take your place if it's needed.
Very good.
I snicker on the other side of the bridge.
There are plenty of experiments I would like to get back to work on anyway, but I wanted to get some bridge experience.
Yes, you certainly need it. I hope you've learned at least something about not listening to younger officers.
Sir, everyone's younger than I am.
Enlisted personnel.
Are you saying we shouldn't respect enlisted personnel, Commander?
You should respect them, but not follow the orders implicitly as you're higher than them in the chain of command.
I see. So I'm not to take advice from them either.
Snickering intensely.
Ah. Yeah, you can take advice, but don't use your own judgment.
Right. Don't trust my own instincts or those below me.
What?
Got it.
Trust your own instincts.
Sir?
Give up. Just give up.
You know what? Just forget everything I said.
Right.
Is
So,
this-
Commander.
Can I hear them?
Oh, yeah, you can. Sirik's not making any effort to be quiet.
Commander, I could help Ensign Cyric in this.
Besides, Commander, you have the con. Get in that chair.
The chair's
Chair's
broken.
broken. You have to take the extra
Yeah,
chair.
I think next to chair.
Yeah, this chair actually
armrest.
works. That's a console and everything.
Beetle looks mad.
Sirik looks like a Vulcan.
I'm kind of curious what the Master Chief was alluding to.
Yes, wait. What do you mean, Master Chief?
I have taught several courses on the chain of command. I could answer the ensign's questions in a meaningful way.
Sure, why not? Try it.
It's only going to take the holodeck in 3 or 4 hours.
I
Yes,
think.
Master Chief, I would love to be there and witness this. If it succeeds, it would be a feat, I assure you.
Oh yes, Quinn, you should definitely watch it. You could gain some experience. We all need some experience with this. I would join you, but
I'm beginning to wonder if my prestige as an officer is being insulted. I should probably report this to the captain.
I am the captain for now. Ouch.
Commander, you're not suggesting a mutiny.
No, I'm
Oh my
not.
God.
So the other crew kind of give him a look. Sir, just shut it for a second. Oh, okay.
Ensign Cyric, you are hereby ordered to attend Master Chief Petty seminar on the chain of command. She'll get with you with the details.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant Commander. You're not within my chain of command. I believe that would fall under the head of science or the executive officer of the ship.
Look at Bator.
Listen to him.
Aye, sir.
Ensign Cyric, if you'd follow me.
Certainly, Master Chief.
Oh, you're doing it now? Oh.
I don't have anything to do for, well, really any time.
I will stream this on a pad.
Presumably, other science people eventually are called up to fill the seats. I thought that said sparkles. I was very confused. So that's not there anymore. Whoop. This is.
So yeah, I legitimately spit take when you said I'll stream this on a pad. Just so you know.
That's true.
No. Shoo, shoo.
I don't want to leave the bridge, but I must watch this. So
Kirin, if something funny happens, you know what to do.
I'll send it to you. I'm recording it. Cirque signed his waiver when he joined Starfleet, so he can be recorded.
Lieutenant Commander, do you want me to watch tactical for the time being while you're watching the stream? You can watch it from
Yes.
here, from oversight.
I like you, Ensign.
Shrugs. I just don't want to be shot at while you're streaming, sir. That's all.
Multitasking, but I respect that.
I was once told by Vulcan that multitasking is done by the weak and the stupid, so I'm not saying that, sir. I'm just saying that I don't want to get yelled at later if you get shot at. Michaels, leave it. Just don't take
I
after
respect
Cirque.
your opinion. I like you too, Kerman.
It's a you have the right idea.
To use two, step out of a turbo lift as a pad is read over.
What's on the pad?
As you can see here, these are the the battle plans for the concern on the invasion for the Whuhu.
Very specific. Do we when they wish to enact this?
As soon as they get the authorization to declare war, which they undoubtedly believe is going to happen. And this is corroborated by the chief on her findings.
And this collaborates with my finding as well, which we're going to get everyone on the same page as soon as I get it some anesthetine.
That's the scene. You wish to knock yourself out, Captain?
No, let's just say that some of the information I got was a bit more painful than normal.
You have a headache.
Yes.
I see.
Otherwise, this is good work. Can I look over the plans? How long is their total war plan and going to be? Are we talking weeks, months, years, centuries of conflict and glory?
Involves the invasion of multiple systems and different paths to the multiple systems. Further plans were not discussed, or at least available.
How many fleets will be involved in this initial invasion?
Was it in that?
Be the entirety of the concerned fleet and the Alliance fleet versus whatever the Whuhu have, which is not entirely clear to them, but they have a rough idea of what forces they expect to run into.
How many battle groups are they split up into? What's their naval formation like?
What's the end goal question you're trying to ask me? Because I haven't quite broke it down into the precise naval deployment. I have a rough idea that they were going to war.
Basically, how tight or how loose of control are they going to be? Is it one fleet admiral detecting the entire battle for this one system, or is it more small in each subsystem?
Well, basically, so these areas here, I think I pulled you over. I did. Good. They would be deploying what's in these four systems. This way, and then trying to charge across their space and get footholds along the way, while still building up more forces in the back row and then continuing to push along those lines. So there would be two fronts at there'd be one combined front here for the Shasta system, and then there's two other avenues they have to cover that are the major lanes for the Whuhu space.
So most likely major air fleets underneath two fleet admirals? would probably be how they divide it up. I'm kind of more looking at their fleet doctrine of how tight if they have a tight chin command, or if they're more pendant. Like how much lateral our captains told specifically to be here at this time, this place, and aim in this direction, or our individual captains of starships just told, get this job done and do what you have to do.
That sounds like an insight command roll, difficulty of at least 3. I'm gonna knock it up to 4.
That sounds fair. This sounds like it's a great time to. I'm gonna spend a determination on always learning. Will
Yeah,
that
I can
work?
take that. Yep.
Okay. Insight command. I'll spend 1 threat, 1 momentum, a 4th dice, and focus in tactics.
One, 2, 3, 4. So they have 2 chains of command, more or less. All right, you did determination. What'd you buy the extra die with? Sorry.
1 threat, 1 momentum,
Okay, so
so I can proc bold.
Right. Supposed to do more, right? So there's 1 float. Okay, good. So there's the Alliance command. There's the Concern command, and they're allied with each other. The Alliance allows each. Actually, I'll cut over as an example. Cut over to the system you just left because you did see them do that. Each of these Guardian ships in the Alliance, they command all their little fighters. And if there was more than one Guardian being sent the same way, so if the 2 Guardians are fighting together, they'd go over a war plan together. Like, here's an objective, go do it. And the Guardians go, okay, we're going to deploy in a certain area, and then tell our little smaller ships to go out and help us do what we're doing.
Okay, so more decentralized as command.
Whereas the Concern are more about the trader would tell security cruisers what to do. They would probably hang back. Let security cruisers do a lot of the heavy lifting. Free traders, they usually use for spies and stuff like that. So they're a lot more, and scout ships. So they're a lot more about big ships and trying to get the Alliance into it. But they would send, sometimes a space yacht would be there if one of the executives wanted to be there. So the mobile trader commander, the big ship commanders, command everybody else in the area except for an executive. Executives can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and they can override the trader if they think that's the best thing for the Concern.
And
Generally,
they're very deliberate. They have very specific commands for each individual ship.
They kind of plan ahead of time exactly what they're going to do, and then it's a matter of phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4.
Okay.
And at each point, if they hit the end of a phase, they'll check again to go, is the next phase plausible? Yes, no. If no, stop, replan, move forward. Whereas the Guardians are like, we have an objective, we're going to keep trying to get that objective. So and if we achieve it, we'll go to the next one.
Okay, so the Chico Concern is very hard AI rules, while the System Alliance is more soft AI, where they actually trust their captains to be competent and to get the job done. Am I reading that correctly?
The flexibility is that the Alliance is a lot more flexible. They can respond a lot more quickly and reorganize quickly, but they don't have they can't do mass planning very well. In that regard, compared to the Concern. The Concern would go, here's a massive plan, and we're going to achieve it. But the minute that plan doesn't work or gets frustrated, they stop, and then they have to reconsider.
That is exactly what I was looking for. That gives me a lot of information and lots of places I can throw wrenches.
But as for the exact breakdown of what officers wear, I'd have to write it out and think it out. But
I
that
wasn't looking for so much for that. I was more looking for how do the races command their military.
Yeah.
Or is it a very assuming direct control, or is it uh, um, attack a move in this direction and kill everything in
Yeah.
sight?
I guess the only other thing I'll add, just so I'm clear, is that the executives sometimes will step in if they go, no, I am one of the executives. I'm ordering you to do this or you to do that.
To
So the
put it
executives can always override in the moment. But then again, that's why they tend not to send them, because that can mess up the plan.
put in StarCraft terms, how much mob does each army use?
Yeah.
Excellent.
You have one free. You have one float there if you have an extra question related to that.
How well do they work in combined iron forces? Do they a working combined iron fleets ever, or are they very separate in how they attack things?
The Chico work very well together because of their natural eidetic memory. They can just, once a plan's been discussed between the two forces, everyone knows the plan now. Anyone who's heard it now knows it, and they know it right down to the most minute detail if they've been told. And the alliance representatives and leadership talk with the executives, and the executives get to know everything. Your average mobile trader captain or security cruiser might not know everything that's going on, but the executives do. And the chief executive obviously knows everything, whereas the alliance disseminates it as needed. So certain people know a certain amount. The only people who know everything is the head of the Navy for the alliance. Because representatives don't need to know that, because that's not their job. Their job is to manage the planets and vote on things.
Tisk.
That all said, the majority of military calls are made by the concern, because the concern have the superior security technology and exposure to fighting. The alliance has ships, but they're used to fighting like pirates, maintaining system security, that sort of thing. They're more like carriers that fly off planes at people, rather than having destroyers and cruisers and all the little bits and bobs of a full proper navy.
Interesting.
Because I think, looking at their ship list, because I did think that up already, is the alliance has 2 ships: the Guardian, the carriers, and the Defenders, the little flyers. Well, little. They're scale 3, so.
Okay, so I think I know enough to develop tactical plans of things and stuff.
Please do note, Captain, during this time, they were heavily monitoring both communications from the Andromeda and potentially your presence on the planet.
I figured they want to keep an eye on me.
If you don't mind, I would like to return to my alcove and dinner. I have been up for several days.
Very, very well. How long would you need to regenerate? 8 hours?
That depends, but it should be between 6 to 8 hours.
Very well. I'll talk to you in 12 hours. There's time.
Understood. Unless you require any more immediate presence elsewhere, I still do have time before I am scheduled to begin the process.
None of this is point. You're dismissed. Thank you.
Very well. Good luck with your headache.
And at that, I want to go to sickbay and remove my debuff.
Just a moment, just adjusting the scene.
This is the point where I've made a very, very poor decision.
Give me fitness medicine difficulty 2. As you find yourself standing amidst an ocean.
I still have the complication.
No.
Focus and composure.
I'll take it.
If that's gonna help. Spend a momentum for a third die.
Sure. Whoops.
Nope.
You kind of wander around in the water. It's about waist deep for you. Kind of lukewarm. And it seems to stretch in all directions.
Is it fresh or salt water?
It would seem to be fresh water.
But it's definitely waist high. There's a bottom underneath me. I'm not just floating.
You look down, you're standing on nothing.
Hello?
Hello? Someone steps out from the... Seems to be approaching you.
I like wearing my uniform or my civilian clothes or the gracefully white robes of heaven.
You're in your uniform. You see it's the robed person again.
Or is it the same race, just different person?
Same person.
Okay. Is this some sort of psychic bridge?
It would seem that there is some side effects from your contact with me. My understanding is that you are not your species is not normally psychic.
No, we are not.
then this will pass with time. Your connection with the ocean is fleeting. You are simply overwhelmed at the moment. I hope you weren't doing anything that was requiring technical awareness, because at the moment your body has now collapsed to the floor.
I was actually on my way to sick bay.
Well,
Hopefully, I made it there.
the waters about you aren't too turbulent. I don't think your body is in danger.
I'm trying to take in as much information I can about this place.
Insight command difficulty 2.
Focus is troubleshooting because I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna have to say no.
Composure tactics.
Composure, I'll take.
Take a threat for a third die.
Gain momentum. You became faintly aware of a Bajoran very far away, who's also in a Starfleet uniform, who seems very annoyed with his situation. You're briefly aware of another Tellarite, but the feeling kind of goes away in sheer anger. There are some Betazoids that you're aware of. Vulcans you've met, Betazoids you've met, Deltans you've met, some that are aboard your ship.
Any
You get a sense of various... Oh, go ahead.
any individuals that look familiar?
The names, the faces that you recognize, there's a lot of faces you see, but some of them are of your crew, some of them are 10th Fleet officers. You would have met them in passing or read their file.
Yeah.
And it would seem that you're aware of them, so they're not entirely aware of you at the moment. You almost feel like you're
So-
treading water, like you're not really swimming, you're just kind of there.
So this is our old psychic species kind of bridge.
You could say that.
Huh. So you are the masters of this ocean.
Are you the master of space? Of the stars?
No. We have command of our starship that treads them.
Then I think I've answered your question.
So you are peaceful explorers of this space, much as of outer space.
As peaceful as you are.
I'll give you that. And at this point, she's probably gonna see psychic impressions of me during the Dominion War.
Fitness medicine difficulty 2.
Take a momentum. That's gonna help.
Sure.
As I'm ejected.
You suddenly start remembering in vivid detail, with the same almost eidetic level of minute detail memory of your days in the Dominion, and it kind of pulls you out of the ocean. You kind of wake up stepping into the sick bay.
Doc.
off that way. You went over there. You're here. You're here. And one more thing to check in on, Chief. You were trying to train one Ensign Cirque on the proper protocols of the chain of command, I presume?
Yeah.
You can give me presence plus command or con. And difficulty of, let's check how insightful Cirque is, because that'll make this easier or harder. He's not rolling opposed. I'm just checking to see how quick he is on the uptake. Let's put it that way.
He's oblivious. That's what he is.
His insight's not terrible. Diff 2. It's not great either. And Cirque can roll to assist, but that'll increase complication because he's going to ask numerous questions, but that actually might help him rather than you instructing him.
Yeah, I was less going to just like give him a lecture, and more I was going to have him run the Kobayashi Maru, but in like all the different positions, and let him figure it out. You know, the more he loses or the more he wins, he'll figure out what's appropriate to ask, and it matters.
I could call that control command instead. Difficulty 3, but it would make him a better, if it succeeds, he'll take in a lot of information about how to be better at bridge work, because he'll understand more of the different posts.
Chain of command.
Yep. Yes.
Take 3 momentum.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I succeeded, but there's a complication. But I'm interested to see what the complication is. So I'm gonna let.
No, you'll hate me.
I'm gonna put it in his traits. Well, first, one trait should be there anyway. Put that in. I made it 3, so you gain 2 momentum on top of that. Because you didn't burn it. Yeah, he takes he takes the different positions. When it gets to the helm or flight controls, he's out of his depth completely. He knows just enough, but it's rudimentary. He knows next to nothing. Security station, he's okay. Engineering, he's okay. In the sensor roles, he's great. He's pretty good. As a makeshift doctor, there's one Kobayashi Maru scenario where he has to like heal people as you're being shot at. He has to decide who to choose, that sort of thing. He can do it, but he's not great at it. But after being challenged and pushed, you get the feeling that he's going to be a lot more cognizant of how bridge work works, and he'll make more. I'll put it this way: the GM's going to be a little more helpful with Cirque, less obstructive. However, he now has the ambition to become the head of science or the XO. Like he wants to push himself and get to be something more than just another science officer. He wants the sensor op 1 chair, not the 2 chair.
I don't see any issues here. This seems all like wins to me.
The biggest complication is that he's confused why Baator is still in teal and not red. He thinks it's a waste of his talents and abilities. But whether or not Commander Baator wastes his talents is up to him. Sir can only account for himself. And that's his takeaway from the training, is that he has to realize that, well, yeah, I have to make a call on my own sometimes, and I can be wrong, but it's my call, rather than being told by whoever's outranking him or whoever's more experienced. In your case, he's like, well, I have to make the call. So, which, cough cough, if you ever advance him from him being used, actually, if he hasn't rolled, has he rolled today?
I
Oh,
don't think he has.
I think they let him roll.
He can act as if he was activated because of this training, so he can be advanced. I should put that in the notes. That's why that happened. That said, because people let you train him, if you want to convince him of something, you're actually going to have an easier time. If he's resistant, the difficulty is going to be lower because he treats you as his mentor in this regard. Still be his call, but he's going to listen to you because you seem to know what you're talking about. And besides, it's not like you're going to get in the way of his ambition, so he doesn't see you as a... If anything, he sees you as a reason that his ambition will succeed. But yeah. 2-7 regenerates. Kryn watches. Sir, you learned the same things that Master Chief did because you were watching it, basically. I can tell you off the bat, you know his securities too. He has no focuses in that regard, but you can tell the same. Like, all of you will basically learn from his trait. It's something that'll be obvious to you because he'll be serving with you, and it'll be one of those things he's going to be pushing for. But to explain the complication of that trait, as long as that trait's there, if anything opposes that trait, he's actually harder to convince to do something because he thinks it's going to impede him from progressing. Is there anything else you wish to do, Baator, before we end the episode as a final tie-off?
I can't figure anything.
Check the rearview mirror.
Yeah, that's probably best. I'll scan, see if anything's following us.
Reason science difficulty opposed.
Okay. No, burn my value. Oh, I won't burn my value. I'll use my value.
Well, you spend determination. I'm just going to burn it now. Just to show off.
I'll use my determination on honor can be gained through more ways than just battle.
Yes, I'll take that.
Focus on sensor operations.
Yes.
Do testing in theory and theory into practice come into play, as I've already scanned?
You have. Yep. Go ahead. I had to think about when you did. I was like, you did it on the shuttle, duh. Spending a threat, because why not? You would use this and this, actually. They beat you by 2.
Cost. I use my
Oh, you
determination.
tied. You're right.
Yep. Oh wait, no. Testing a theory. -1 difficulty.
That's true. Yep, you just beat them. And you detect something. It would seem, well, I'll let you report it to Kryn. Actually, you're the commander, so I'll tell you directly what the sensors show you. It would seem a concern a Chico-concerned space yacht is trying its hardest to follow after you, but staying at the absolute edge of your sensor range, and they're trying to keep their energy signature low. They're not cloaking, but they're making themselves as hard as possible to be seen, and they're following you.
Well, great.
I'll note that the space yachts are what the executives usually fly around in.
Great. Yep, helm, proceed to maximum warp. Actually, Grin, what do you think you were being followed on the edge of our sensors?
I'm not there, but the player has a hilarious thing.
Would the scan have alerted them that we know they're there?
It's possible.
And we spend 2 momentum to say it's not?
Yeah,
You could, yeah.
let's do that.
Yep.
If we increase speed, they're going to know we know they're there. Run this by the captain. I don't know what how he wants to proceed.
Yeah,
That's what I would say. But if it's only that one vessel, I think we can take them. It won't be easy, but I think we can take them.
we have nothing to hide. I don't think we do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to meet with their sworn enemy, right?
Yes, but we don't know that. We're just going to scan some subspace anomalies.
I mean,
We've
I
already
guess.
deviated from our course.
Yes, we've deviated from our course and we're heading to an unclaimed system of theirs at our maximum warp now, almost. Is their maximum warp? Does it exceed ours, or is it like matching? Do we know that?
The
Don't
yachts
pay
can
people.
exceed yours.
Okay, so we can't outrun them. They're just staying behind to hide.
Yeah. Well, they're staying right at your speed, and then they're at low power. Like they've shut off certain departments just so they're harder to see, but they're still keeping up with you. That's like running. That's like keeping after. That's like running after you while hopping on one foot. Like it's
Yeah.
doable. It's just really hard.
I like that idea, but I don't know. If
Do we
can get
have
around
any
warp.
Class 9 probes ready?
Is there
No.
like a nebula nearby?
For 2 momentum, there can
2
be.
momentum, there's some
Yes.
nebula nearby.
Yes.
We go and investigate the nebula, we lose them in the nebula.
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have any warp-capable probes at all?
No, class 9 are the warp probes. 'Cause most of the time, you don't need warp. Because the problem with a probe that has warp is that means it has dilithium in it, which means it can blow up. And you generally don't want your science department dealing with things that blow up beyond the stuff you already give them. That's a security. Anytime dilithium's used in that manner, you usually want a security guy around or an engineer, and that makes science guys' lives harder. So can I just do science? No. There's dilithium in there. You might kill us all.
I like the nebula idea.
Yeah.
Class 4. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
And I don't know what kind of nebula that is.
What's Class 4?
That means that everything's a increased difficulty of 4.
Oh,
Assuming
Complication
we're
of
going
4.
by complication of 4.
Nebula class Google. Ugh.
Yeah, the higher the class, the more difficult it is.
Depending on what's in there, it can change different things, but generally that'd be sensors and engines. I want to say off the top of my head.
Generally
I
it's
like it.
sensors, engines, and weapons.
Well, there you go.
Are
Can I make
Or-
a
or at least that was
tactical
a-
roll to know if their systems would also be affected by such a nebula?
Oh yeah,
'Cause they are
it's
more advanced than us.
and actually, you guys have scanned these yachts before.
Yes, we have.
Yep.
They have like a science of 1, sensors of 9.
Scale 6, right?
so
They're big.
Scale 5.
Big boys. Oh, they're equal then. Okay.
They're just
Do you know
nicer.
what the crew is?
Uh,
Like, is it like a huge detachment of people, or is it like a couple people who wait on the guy, kind of thing?
it's a
Knowing for
full. It's a
boarding
proper.
purposes.
It's a proper ship. Whether or not the people who do all the pleasure suite stuff are also security people, hard to say. But one would assume if it's an executive, they probably have some level
Yeah.
of security.
So we're talking like 400 people?
A significant number. I'd have to think about it to get you an exact number.
Okay. But it's like a standard for a scale 5 ship. It's
Yeah,
not like
At least, yeah. You've never seen it armed though.
we've never seen their weapons powered.
No, as in no weapons at all. These are yachts. These are pleasure ships.
They don't have any weapons.
Did we
Yeah.
scan
No,
last
they probably
time
do.
and we found out it had weapons? When we first encountered it?
No,
Oh, we
I don't
did.
think- I
failed
believe
that
so.
roll. I think I failed that check. To find out their weapons capabilities. Oh well.
because you found out
Regardless,
about
with
the
a
other
9
ships that they had in the system,
Yeah,
in the
with the 9
quasi.
sensor, with the 9 sensor and 1 side, we can lose them in that nebula easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the nebula plan.
Nebula plan it is.
Course redirected toward the Class 4 Nebula. And that will be the end of the episode.